What's up, TikTok? What's up? What's up? What's up? I know I'm like 3 minutes early, but that's okay. Your girls in the building. How you doing? What's going on, everybody? Today is a different day for TikTok. Usually this is on YouTube, but I will be downloading this to YouTube. Let me just invite people. Hey, Diana. Today I'm interviewing a young man whose brother is missing. Now, if y'all been watching me, y'all know that I have been spreading a lot of awareness with the situation. Kevin Billings, who is missing since December, yes. I'm interviewing his brother, and then I'm going to download this and put this on all platforms. Okay? So I need y'all support. I'm going to need y'all up in the building. I'm going to need y'all put the prayer hands up. I'm going to need y'all to share this. I'm going to need y'all to like this. And I'm going to need y'all to show him some support. Not for me. It's for the victim's family. So let me bring him up here. I know I'm a little bit early, but that's okay. Let me share this and let me bring him up here. Thank you for sharing it. Thank you, baby. I think somebody shared it. I'm not sure. Thank you. You just follow me? Thank you, honey. How do I do this? Y'all know I'm still new to this, right? But I be trying. I be trying. Your girl be trying. Give me a minute, right? But I be trying. I be trying. Your girl be trying. Give me a minute, right? But I be trying. I be trying. Your girl be trying. Give me a minute. Oh boy. Okay. Oh wait, I think I just seen them on. Jesus, what am I doing? Okay. Okay. I think I just seen him. Hold on. Katie, you're here. New message. Let me get you on, Katie. Hold on. Oh wait, I think I gotta do draw guess. How to draw a guess. No, wrong thing. Give me a chance. Back of racing. Hey y'all, hey y'all, hey y'all. Hold on, y'all. Man. Um. Okay. Katie, I'm trying to hit you up here. One new message. Hey, August. Hey, beautiful. Yeah, can you please? Thank you. Yeah, can you please? Thank you. Okay, now I see you. Thank you, love. Now I want to get rid of this green screen, but no, no, you know what? I'm gonna let it stay up there because I want to show his picture. Hold on. I'm so new with this stuff. I see y'all in the building. Hey, Ginger Girl. Hey, Bonita. Hey, Boo. How y'all doing today? Y'all beautiful ladies up in the building. See, y'all not playing. That's right. Represent. Show the family some support. Show this family some support. Now, let me just show y'all his picture. You here with me, Katie?
I hear you.
Okay, baby. There's so many pictures I got of him now. Okay. I'm waiting for the brother. I sent him the invite because his name, I saw his business, and I'm pretty sure that was him. But I also sent it to him on my message thing, so he would get it.
Yep, hopefully he'll come up soon.
How y'all doing today? Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday, everybody. So listen, we got a young man, right? 27-year-old veteran. 27-year-old veteran that is missing. I'm gonna need y'all to share this. I think I saw his sister in here. The comments are going so, the thing is going so fast. Hey, Maria. Hey, Regina. Hey, Kim. Hey, Whitney. So when I do this interview later on, I'm going to download this to every platform, YouTube, Facebook, and I'm also going to download it where you guys can see it on TikTok Shorts. Okay? Hey, T-Dog in the building. Hey, Tammy Johnson. I see y'all. How y'all doing today? So listen, we might be doing great, right? But not everybody's doing good because, well, I'm doing good, but I'm a little agitated and Katie's a little agitated as well, probably because we have these missing cases that the police are not helping with. And when we get involved with stuff like this, we become emotional. I know I become very emotional. I start crying, I start cursing, I start doing all type of stuff, okay? Because it's a shame that you have missing cases, right? And homicide cases, right? That are not getting solved. Not getting solved, period. Let me see if he's hold on. It's really sad. It's really sad. Now, this young man right here, I'm waiting for his brother to come up. We'll give him a few. Let me check something. Okay, he just said he's coming now. He had to get his kids together and stuff. You know, he got a family. You know what I'm saying? But his family is not complete because his brother is missing. Okay? His family is not complete because his brother is missing, and that's the problem. Kevin's been missing for almost a year now, and he is a veteran. Almost a year. This December, it would be a year. Okay? Now, my thing is this. If he's a veteran and he's missing, why isn't the Navy helping? Katie, can you help me with that? Aren't they supposed to help?
I don't know if they've been reached out to. That's a good question to find out, though.
I couldn't hear you. I had to put up my volume. Say that again, baby.
I said, I don't know if anyone's reached out to them. That just came about of you asking that, and that's a really good question.
Yeah. I wondered that because there was a comment in my TikTok and they said something about the comment that I just said. So it made me think like, wait a minute. Why aren't they helping searching? Like, why aren't they putting any effort to this? Have they been reached? Do they know that they peoples is missing? You have your own people missing, a veteran. And for what I heard today, he was the highest rank.
Oh, wow. So that's even more as to wondering why they're not being a part.
Exactly. Child, I think I smoke 1,000 cigarettes every time I talk about a victim. Listen. Hey, Trisha, don't get it. I get names really messed up. You know, I got that Brooklyn. I'm from Brooklyn, so my accent is like twisted. But I mean no harm. I always show nothing but love. So I might get your name messed up, but I apologize. But anybody that knows me know nothing but love. Hey, Keisha. I was gonna say hey, Keisha Cole. Hey, Keisha. Oh, your name is don't know how to pronounce it, but hey, girl. But listen, y'all, we got his brother joining. And if you have some questions, please put it down in the comments down below. Be politeful and show love. That's what I'm asking, okay? Child, they fucked my eyebrows up. Be politeful and show love. But ask what you need to ask. That's okay. You know what I mean? But I'm also going to ask that you put the prayer hands up in the comments as well. Because we need prayer. I believe in prayer. I do believe in prayer, and I believe that prayer is powerful. I might not go to church anymore. That don't stop me from believing in my higher power. That don't stop me from praying every single day. That don't stop me from helping the victims' families. That don't stop me from having some type of belief that God got this. Now, the last person that this young man was seen with was who, Katie?
His girlfriend.
His girlfriend, Jasmine. So let me show her picture. Because, yeah, I show pictures up now. Yes, I do. Yes, the hell I would. I sure would. Why won't I? Where her crazy looking ass at? Okay, here she go. That's Jasmine. Oh, here's the his brother go right now. So that's Jasmine. That's the last person he was with. Okay? The last person that he was seen with, in a relationship with, living with, in his apartment was Jasmine. Okay? That's her right there. Okay? So now his brother is here. Hey!
How you doing?
Good afternoon. How are you?
Doing good. I'm doing good. I'm trying to get my camera on real quick. Get everything
Okay.
set.
I'm just trying to get familiar with this TikTok stuff. I have Katie with me.
Okay, I see that.
You
It's
see
saying I
it?
need
Yeah.
access. Go live. I go live in the video as a guest. Go live on audio.
What is it saying?
Live access needed to go live on video as a guest. You can go live on audio. I don't know if
He
that's
can only do audio because he has 8 followers. He has to have like 5 or 800 to turn the camera on.
How
Oh,
many
okay.
followers you have?
I don't have a this is just a TikTok that I have been using. I never used it for real. Like I'm not very familiar with TikTok.
Oh, see, if we would have done my YouTube, you would have been able to show. It doesn't matter
Yeah,
on.
I'd have been able to get on YouTube. I've been able to get on YouTube. I got a big following on YouTube. I don't really be on TikTok like that.
Oh, why you didn't say that?
I never been on here, so I I didn't know.
Oh man,
Never
you said
went
I
live.
like TikTok.
Yeah, I know. My sister and my aunt also said the same thing, and they were telling me about TikTok, and I was like, I'm not familiar with it.
I be trying, but you know what? The thing with TikTok is, right? What somebody told me is, it's different because on TikTok, just not your followers and friends are watching you. The world, like everybody's watching you.
Everybody, yeah. So it reaches a bigger market. They
Exactly.
definitely told me. I actually invited them in here and everything too. So I sent the link out to all my friends and family.
Good.
You
Good.
know?
And if they want to join, come on. Oh, I think I could. I think I could put more people up here too.
Yeah, I think it's up to 9 guests. My sister was saying, but I told her I told her she can get in too. I told her you said they were.
Come up. If she wants to join, I want to hear what the family has to say.
My aunt definitely. I
You
told
want to
her.
join? If not, we could also do a part 2 and do it on my YouTube, where get more familiar with YouTube.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
It's up to y'all. But if she wants to join, come on in.
Yeah, I told everyone to come in that can come in. Definitely.
Yeah. Let me see. Let me see if I can see her. I think I saw her earlier.
My aunt is Quatisha. She said that you would know who she is too. She said she's been following you and stuff too.
Really?
I was off the phone with her and she was telling me because I was telling her I'm about to go live. And she was like, "Oh yeah, definitely tell her she knows who I am. I've been following her."
Oh, okay. Oh, thank you. And I'm so sorry for what y'all going through.
Hey, we getting through it though, Miss Jackson. We trying to get through it the best way we can. We was just talking about it. That's all we've been every day. We just
Wait,
you know.
is Miss Dreamy your sister?
Yeah, Dreamy Eye. No, Dreamy Eye is my aunt. That's my aunt.
Oh, okay. Come on up.
Quanice is my sister. It'll be if you see Quanice, that's my sister.
Okay, I just put guess. I'm still familiar with TikTok too, y'all. So
Yeah, I know, and that's what she was.
okay, I got it.
Yeah, she was saying.
Hey,
Hey, how you doing?
how are you?
I'm good. I'm just getting familiar with TikTok myself. This was one of my main reasons for being here.
Because I do my interviews on YouTube. But the thing with YouTube is weird because even though I got over 1,000 subscribers, I will not have a lot of people joining. Like 3 people, 4 people. It's really weird, right? And I buzz my ass on YouTube. So I said, if I want to do for now on, I would think I'm going to come here and then download it on YouTube. Because it's not about me. I want people it's about people supporting y'all. You know what I mean? Now, if I was just putting out my news cases and stuff like that, like I do, I don't care if I got 2 or 3, 4 people watching me. But if I'm doing an interview and somebody's family is missing or I'm doing a homicide, you damn real. I need everybody watching.
Right. Thank you. We appreciate that.
Because, this is serious. Like, come on now. They got to support the family. Come on.
Yes, ma'am. Definitely understand that.
So with TikTok, everybody watches. And then I'll just download it to YouTube, Facebook, and all that other stuff. So everybody can see it.
Yes, ma'am.
How are y'all feeling today?
We managing as best we can with the little bit of information we got. I just want to let you know that we appreciate you for helping us.
Of course, of course. We got Kevin right here. I have to change that because I didn't know he had tattoos.
Yeah,
Yes,
he does.
Right, right. I was looking. So I need to put out something to show his tattoos, to show other, because that's important. Any marks or anything that they have on them, it's important to show that part. So when they find him, they'll know, okay, he got a birthmark, he got a tattoo,
Mm-hmm. Distinctive. That's the distinctive thing that makes you remember people.
Exactly. when I went through his photos, I said, oh shit, he got tattoos. So I need to change that and just put out different photos of him as well.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell everybody what has been going on. First of all, who are you?
I'm Daquan. I'm actually his second oldest brother. I raised Kevin since like a kid, literally even before our mom passed away in 2010. For anybody, just that backstory, like our mom passed away, and like we kind of raised each other, all of us together. My mom had 8 kids in total, and Kevin is like the youngest of the boys, so he's like he's like right in front of the baby boy. So, my mom passed away. I raised him, and he went on to go in the Navy, and he lived his best life that he could live. And now now we're here, and we're really like worried and really trying to find out what's going on with my brother. Where is he at? He's been missing so long, so it's just like it's starting to really like bother us very, very much. So.
How long has Kevin been missing?
Since December 2023.
How old is Kevin?
He just 26.
26?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I gotta change that.
Kevin 27.
27. Okay, 27.
In June.
June 30th. Yeah. So 27.
Okay. That was right. Okay, 27. Who's the last person Kevin was with?
The last person that told me they were with him was his girlfriend. That's what was told to me when I actually started like getting into finding out where was his last whereabouts, where was the last person who talked to him or seen anything of him. And the first thing that was told to me was her. She told me she was the last one to see him, and she actually sent him a Cash App December 22nd. But as the story kind of unfolded, a lot of that started to change, and more people started coming up saying they seen him and stuff like that. Yeah, her.
Okay, you recognize her? Okay. What's her name?
Jasmine McKnight is her name.
She go by Daisy though.
Yeah, she AKA also known as Daisy. That's what she calls herself.
Right.
They were friends prior to Kevin going to the military. They knew each other from the same town, which is Fayetteville, North Carolina. And and in 2020, I guess during the pandemic, she had expressed to Kevin that she was going through some stuff and she wanted a change of scenery. So he offered her to come out to San Diego. And in the midst of her coming out to San Diego, I guess he thought that was going to be a good thing. But when he, as the relationship progressed, he started telling his family, that there was some hardships between him and her, like the relationship was a little toxic. And somehow, I'm sorry, ma'am, go ahead.
No, I'm listening. I was gonna say, just back up a little bit. Before they met, was Kevin was in another relationship?
Yes.
Okay. Not what happened, but can you just tell me that?
You said before they met, was he in another relationship?
Right. Before him and her met.
Yes, he was married.
He was married. Right. He was married. His wife was staying with him. Can you tell me what happened that she all of a sudden was not staying with him because this one decided to tell Kevin, hey, get her out of here?
Yeah, and they was young, when they got married. They were young and they outgrew each other.
Right.
And they just went their separate ways amicably.
Right.
Him and his wife. And then he, of course, Daisy was a back home friend. And, he thought he was helping her. And I guess they ended up becoming intimate and getting in a relationship. And the relationship showed its toxicity because Kevin is not confrontational. But Daisy is very confrontational. So, it's almost like she was bullying him. But him being in the military, it wasn't but so much he could really do to her because then he would lose everything he worked so hard for.
Yes, sir.
And that's where I was trying to get at, because I know the brother was saying that when his wife was staying there, Jasmine has said, well, get her out of here.
Yeah, because he was actually, his wife was still staying with him.
Right.
Wow, because he was not, he's not a bad guy. He's a good guy. He's a loving guy. So he was more or less just looking at it like until she got on her feet, she could still stay there. They're married, so their names were on both of the house. So it was more or less a situation like that. And Daisy was just more or less, they were already talking, and like my aunt just said, like they're from the same city, so he knew of her. So she was just more or less like, well, like go ahead, and so we can do what we doing, more or less. So
that's what I'm trying to get at. Like I feel like that already she was trying to be the boss, controlling.
Right, because him and his wife were also childhood friends, and they got married when he first went into the military. So with him bringing her all the way to San Diego, he couldn't just put her out because the relationship didn't work. As a good guy, he let her stay there until she got on her feet, and eventually she moved out on her own and was able to take care of herself and allowed Kevin to live his life. Like, even to this day, his wife has nothing bad to say about his ex-wife has nothing bad to say about him.
Wow. That's when you was telling me that he let his ex-wife down. I was like, that's what's up. You know what I'm saying?
He's a great guy. He's a great guy.
Like that's what's up. Even though they're not together, like, you could still chill, find you until you get a place. Like, that's what's up. You don't see many men doing that. You know what I mean?
I understand.
I like that. Yeah. Until homegirl came about.
Yeah.
Jesus. All right, so they get into a relationship. Things are a little rocky. What happened when he went away? Now, did he go away the first time?
Did he go away to where?
He talking about when they came to North Carolina.
Right. He went away. He went away the first time.
Yeah. He went. He came to North Carolina. Just more of a trying to just get a little home feel and come back down here and get around his siblings and around family and stuff like that. So he did. He came down here, but that was at least like probably 2 or 3 years into their relationship. They were in Cali like most of their relationship.
Okay. And what happened this time? You're looking for your brother, and you're like, what's going on? Like, you haven't heard from him?
When he was in Cali with her?
No, this time, because he's missing. So I'm going to be like, what's going on? I haven't heard from him.
Yes, more or less. That's what it was. And my aunt's on here, so she could speak before that. She was trying to, like, she was in tune, trying to figure out where he was at and everything, and he popped back out. This was around, like, November. But this time, yes, when he went missing in December, we started asking, like, a bunch of questions, and we trying to figure out, like, what's going on and where is he at? But, everybody was giving us the, we ain't heard from him, but he don't want to be bothered type situation. But as time's going on and going on and going on, it's still like he's nowhere to be found. So that's when it all starts turning into like, where is he at? Does anybody know where he at? Has anybody heard from him? Has anybody seen him? And that's when I started reaching out to all the people that I reached out, including you, Miss Jackson, and you've been wonderful all the way through all of this. I use all resources possible to try to figure out where he's at. Like, that's my main goal, is to find out what's going on and where's my brother at.
Wait, did she jump off? What happened?
Yeah, I think she might have got off. Yeah, because I think her screen is moving.
Well, I have a question.
Okay, I just want to make sure she's okay. Okay.
How did he physically meet Jasmine? Like, I know you said they met in Fayetteville, North Carolina, but like, how did he meet her?
Online.
Online dating. I've been there.
Yeah, they online, and he didn't like, they didn't grow up or nothing like together in Fayetteville. They just knew they were from mutual cities. Like they didn't know each other. They never went to school or anything like that together. Like my aunt, not my aunt that just got off, but my mom's other sister, she actually was asking about that like 2 days ago, and she was like, did they meet like in school or something? And I was like, no, because again, I told you I raised him, so I knew his wife and all of that, but he never knew Jasmine in Fayetteville. They didn't like really get acquainted with each other until she came out to Cali. So,
right. And that's what I was wondering, like how long they physically actually knew each other, to see if they had like known each other for a long period of time or just like as they got older and started meeting each other and moving out there and things like that. So
Yes, and that's what it was. It was exactly that. It was they met on the internet, and then it was like, they started talking, and again, he was going through his divorce at the time of all of that, so there was another sense of all that going on with him.
Okay. What when you asked her, hey, I haven't spoken to my brother, what did she say?
Well, she at first she just was like, "Well, I've been looking for him for months," and then I was like, "Well, what?" Like, because honestly, as I'm asking questions to everybody else, including my aunt that just got off, everybody's kind of leading back to her, like, "Well, Daisy told me this, or Daisy said this, or Daisy told me that." So when I'm getting on the phone with her, she starts like, "Honestly, I've been looking for him for months." So then I kind of get into like, "Well, when's the last time you seen him? When was this?" And then she just starts going on like a rampage of talking. I let her talk. I just let her talk, and she just starts telling me, well, she hasn't seen him since this. She ate with him for Thanksgiving, and he was going through his schizophrenia and all that was showing up, and then he started getting on drugs. So she's like, he's on drugs, he's acting out, he's got people in his house that aren't like good for him and stuff like that. So she kind of got away from that. But then she popped back out and she got back around him. And she was just saying, like, he was telling her, like, "Oh, just leave. You don't need to be here. I don't want you here," and stuff. So they was kind of like arguing about the situation he had going on. And then she told me kind of like he disappeared, and she was like telling him like, "Well, you need to get it together. You need to go to rehab and stuff like that." And he's telling her like, "Oh yeah, I already been to rehab. I don't want to go back," whatever the case may be. And then that's when she tells me the whole story about, because I asked, I said, "So when the last time did you see him?" And then she was like, "Well, I seen him the 22nd. And that's when she explained the Cash App thing. She said she sent him $150 in a Cash App. And I don't know why. I didn't understand that part. So I just let her, again, I'm just letting her talk. So she told me she sent him $150 in a Cash App. What else? So I asked her like about like him being in rehab, because he did go to rehab in Tijuana in Mexico. My aunt, and she just got on here too. There she go. But my aunt could validate the whole rehab thing in Tijuana in Mexico. So I got to asking her like, well, why would, out of all places, why would he choose to go to Mexico? And she's just like, "Oh well, maybe he went out there. It's a guy that's like real bad that was staying with him. Like he's like a plug or something like that, and maybe he's following him." And I'm just like, "Well, you can get drugs anywhere across America. Like, why would?" And she was like, "Oh, well, it's just like that's probably what Kevin's thinking. He's gonna just go there." So I'm just listening to her. So then she starts telling me like, "Oh, well, he's good. He isn't in any trouble or anything. He's all right. I don't think he's running from anybody." And I'm just like, okay. So then we hang up, and I start like kind of retracting everything she said to me. So one of the main things, I hit her and I say, "Can you send me that Cash App?" That was at least 2 or 3 weeks ago. I asked her for that. I have yet to receive that Cash App. She also said she had a PI she hired too while she was looking for him within these months. And I asked her about the PI as well. I asked her to send me the PI information, because she told me the PI looked and the PI never found nothing. She had the best PI in the game. This is what she came out her own mouth and said. She said she had the best PI in San Diego. That's what she told me. So I'm asking her for that.
She's trying to get the heat off of her. She knows that the heat's being brought on her, and she's trying to get it off of her.
I definitely see that. I definitely got that from her, because she hasn't, like, anything that she's told me, she hasn't proven. Like, nothing she's proven. And every time there's a new story, like, far as when she seen the flyer that's behind you right now, Miss Jackson, she sent it to somebody else and told them, like, "Oh, this flyer is incorrect. I'm not the last one to see him." So I'm telling the person who sent me, I'm like, "Well, that's what she told me." So then she throws a whole nother person in the loop and says, "Oh, well, Indigo's the last person to see him." Indigo is actually a friend of both of theirs, I'm guessing, So I start trying to, I do my research on Indigo.
Right.
Whole time, this is just another piece in the puzzle. I had been talking to a neighbor that stayed right next to Kevin, and he already was like, well, it was a female. She already was telling me that oh, there's been some things with Daisy and stuff like that. But if you want to talk to Daisy, I can send you her number. She sends me a number. I look up the number in Cash App. It's Indigo. But I knew nothing about Indigo at this present time. I'm just looking like, who is this? So when the situation happens and she says the flyer was wrong and Indigo was the last person to see him, the person who's telling me this information, I sent her that number. She like, oh, that's my homegirl Indigo. So I'm like, I already know who that is. So why she never told me about Indigo being the last person to see him, I still don't understand to this day. I'm lost. Like, why would you say you were the last person to see him, and then later on, when the flyer drops, it's Indigo was the last person to see him? But I never knew nothing of Indigo until that time. Never heard of her name, never heard of her being a friend of his. Even before anything of this happened, Kevin never spoke on Indigo, so I don't even know who Indigo was at all.
Has the detective even questioned her?
She said that she would call her, but I don't know. She hasn't like told me anything. I asked her, and I just talked to the detective. What was this, Friday or Thursday? I talked to the detective, and she was like, "Oh, I'm going to reach out to her." So I don't think she talked to her yet. I really don't think she reached out to her yet. In my honest opinion.
I called her twice Friday, once at 9 o'clock in the morning, and then 2 o'clock. I recorded it. No call back yet.
Yeah, and she's very hard to get up with. I will say that. Like, she called me out of nowhere, like when I finally did talk to her, like before Friday. But when I called her Friday, I called her at least like 3-4 times. I left a message the second time, and then she called me back. So then I talked to her, and I was just telling her all the information that I had, and I was asking her, did she have any updates? But she didn't have any updates. So I was just giving her all the information and telling her about the girlfriend. I'm like, well, have you talked to her? And she was like, I'll definitely reach out to her. So in my head, I'm just like, well, you must have didn't reach out to her when the first time you told me you were going to reach out to her.
Exactly. Which that's weird because why aren't they, first of all, why isn't a missing persons report out there front if he is a veteran?
Yes.
Has it says schizophrenia, so there has to be a medical alert.
And there is, and there is, because they had to go through like a mental thing with him. That's how they did like show that he was schizophrenic. Like they went and he had to go, because I think he got arrested or something like that. He got arrested and then they sent him to a mental hospital. And that's when they show like, yeah, he's like, he has schizophrenia, he has PTSD. So they know that he has mental issues. The San Diego police know this, like without a shadow of a doubt. They know he has mental issues.
And yet they still have not put an alert out on him.
Not that I know of. I don't think they're even taking it serious. And I've heard that from a lot of people from San Diego, because I've reached out to people even on here on TikTok. This is really why I jumped back on TikTok, honestly. Like, I got back on TikTok to reach out to San Diego influencers where his area was, where he lived at. And I'm hitting them up, sending them this flyer. And I'm like, have y'all seen this guy? Have y'all seen this guy? And they're telling me like, bro, like, you got to do this yourself. San Diego don't care. Like, San Diego police, they deal with this all the time. Even his neighbor told me the same thing. He was like, bro, like, San Diego police don't care. Like, they don't give a damn.
Yeah. The cops, period, don't care.
Fayetteville police don't care. I definitely understand.
It's crazy. I got 4 cases, and all 4 cases has no media coverage. Nothing at all. All of y'all need a private investigator.
Yes. And I've been working on that. I've talked to my family about the private investigator and everything. That's why when she told me she had a private investigator, I was just like, okay, well, what did he say? Or what was the info he gave you, or she, or whatever it was that you got? Like, and she never responded. Every time I ask her about something, she finds a way to deflect it and play victim, like I'm harassing her or something.
Yeah, I was surprised when she reached out to me.
I was very surprised when she.
Oh, she reached out to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, she did.
Oh wow, what she said?
Oh damn! If I want to gotta show it, but did I take? Oh, I took a screenshot. Let's show it. Hold on, let's show it.
Definitely took a screenshot because you sent it to me, and I said, "Oh, she actually responded."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you sent me the screenshot too. Definitely.
I sent it to him too. I'm learning the stuff now. Take screenshots.
All the time.
screenshots, record stuff. Shit. Let me see. I got so much stuff here. Oh my goodness. Hold on. I don't know which one. Oh, Lord. And the friend also.
Yeah, you did. You did send me. Yep, you said you talked to the friend too.
Mm-hmm. And tomorrow we're gonna reach out to the rehab because I put money on my phone so I could call long distance now. So we can do the Mexico. Okay, that's the friend. Okay. Let's see here. That's me reaching out to.
Yep, that's it right there. That's the one.
Let's see, what does she say? He specifically stated that he didn't want to be found or contacted by anyone. He is a grown adult and capable of making his own choices. I, the girlfriend who you claimed was last seen, attempted to save him, but he refused because of his schizophrenia. Unfortunately, I don't have any additional information beyond what I already shared. If I had more specific details, I would have provided names instead of referring to individuals as suppliers. And then she says something about the brother. I can't. Kevin, his brother, something. I can't see it.
Yeah.
And then something about good luck on your investigation.
Now I want TikTok to tell me what girlfriend in their right mind that's in love with they man.
There you go.
Because we go stupid over a man.
Ooh,
What girl is going to have that demeanor?
Mm-hmm.
He has a very standoffish demeanor and use the eyes of I'm helping you. I'm helping you guys. I'm in it to win it with you guys. I want to know where he is as well. But she's so standoffish and so combative.
Has no missing of him at all on her social media.
None.
Nothing. She went on vacation. She went everywhere. She got little flowers on her bed, little roses. Laid up with somebody on the beach. It wasn't Kevin. Who was you with, boo boo? And why isn't Kevin posted everywhere on social media from you? That's your man.
That's your man.
Your husband. So she said her husband.
She was identifying him as her husband. She was.
Yep. I got a screenshot of that.
Yep. You sent it to me because you was like, I pray that they didn't. You and Katie sent me that. And y'all said, I pray she didn't marry that girl. And I was like, no, never. He never legally married. Thank God.
Right.
Because I said if not, we would be in a worst case scenario.
We would be. And I know why you said that. I definitely understand.
Oh, yeah, because of what she told you before, yeah.
Yep.
So when Kevin came to North Carolina in 2023, 2023, he told a couple of family members that he felt that if he gone back to San Diego, that we would never see him again. That he probably would never come back to North Carolina.
Yes.
So he stayed for a little while longer because they initially only supposedly had came for a week vacation.
So, wow. Okay, so I didn't know that part until I seen a comment on the TikTok video I did. And I was like, oh, whoa. So he was afraid to go back there.
He was afraid, but at the same time, he owned his condo. You know, that was his home. So he had to go back and close up all his loose ends, tie up all his loose ends. As far as, you know, selling his property or putting it on the market, closing up his house or turning it into an Airbnb, whatever he was going to do was what he and I had discussed. And he said that he wasn't going to stay. And we haven't heard from him since he left. In fact, I heard from him in December for a short stint. It was all of maybe about a 15-minute conversation. And he said, Auntie, I'm okay. And I haven't heard from him since then. In fact, none of us have.
Yeah, I was about to say nobody.
Something is scaring him. I mean, what did you take from that when he said that? What did y'all take from that?
He's non-confrontational, so I took it as, she was bullying him. And, he felt like he didn't have nobody out there in San Diego. She was all he had. He realized that him and his wife was no longer a thing. All he had was her. All his family lived on the East Coast. So, he knew he had to go back out there to shut his house down, but I don't think he had the will or the right tools to go back out there with, the confidence. That's what I mean. I don't think he had the confidence to go back there and shut it down. I know when he got back there, so I had spoke to his neighbor who was the HOA president of his condo association. And I spoke to Mr. Shamar. Mr. Shamar had said to me that Kevin, when he came back, it was people living in his house. And they was living there with Daisy. And that Kevin wanted them out, but they had been there more than 30 days. So by San Diego rules, they had started rights. And as president of the condo associate, as the homeowners association, that they couldn't even get them out. The police said that Kevin was the only person that could put them out. And it had been more than 30 days, so Kevin couldn't even put them out. So they had Kevin living out on the street. And we found this out later on in the game, when we hadn't heard from him. I'm sorry, go ahead, Daquan.
No, I was just agreeing with my aunt, and I was saying that's where it got sketchy with the girlfriend, because the girlfriend always tried to play like she didn't know these people, and my brother just moved these people in his house, and that's where I'm getting the story from my aunt, the HOA guy, the other neighbor, and everybody's telling me kind of the same thing, like, these were her friends. These weren't his friends. Like, these were her friends, and they hadn't been there so long because he was in North Carolina. Like she said, he only was supposed to be here for a week, but I think he ended up staying like a month and a half. Like, he was here for a minute, and it had a lot to do with, like, he was very sketchy about going back. Like, he didn't really want to go back. So, I think that was a lot to do with it. But when he did go back, these people were already there. But she's telling me in a sense of he brought them in. Like, she didn't know these people, they were drug addicts. He brought off the streets and he told them they could stay there. But nobody is like standing behind her story other than the Indigo girl when I talked to her. But other than that, nobody else is saying like, oh, he didn't know, he knew these people and he brought them in. Everybody's saying the same thing. They were already there when he came back. They were Daisy's friends.
They were her friends.
Right.
Yes.
From the tenant association president, just to clarify something, he came April 1st. He didn't go back home until July 1st. He left the day after his birthday and went back to San Diego. So he was there for a couple of months, long enough for her to establish and for the squatters to establish residency in his spot. So much so that nobody was able to get them out of there, and the police wasn't even able to remove them. So it was like, okay, then Daisy left the apartment and went to Los Angeles. So now he's in the apartment with these squatters who, of course, don't have no recollection of him because they were there before he got there. So in their mind, she was the head of household.
Right.
And if she said they could stay there, he can't say they can't. But the crazy part is we didn't even have any understanding of drug abuse before he left. When he came back to visit, nothing. None of us knew he was on drugs. Yeah. Now, we knew that he had some trauma as far as the military. We knew he had some trauma as far as being away from his family, losing his mom at a young age. We knew that. But we didn't know that drug abuse played a part.
Until she said it.
Until she said it. That's when we learned that he was on drugs. Yes. And from what I got from the HOA president was that when Kevin left, Kevin wasn't on drugs. He said, I've known Kevin for 8 years, and when Kevin left, Kevin wasn't on drugs.
So it's a possibility he wasn't even on drugs. That's just what she's saying.
It's a possibility they could have turned him out to drugs.
Yeah. That's what I'm getting from it, because from the stories from these people, they are telling me that he was on drugs real bad. Like they are verifying that he was definitely on drugs, but he wasn't on drugs before he went to North Carolina. And the story she gave me as if he came back from North Carolina on drugs. Her exact words was, he came back on a plane. She didn't know he was coming back. He popped up, surprised her. When he popped up and surprised her, she said he had bandages on his arm, and his face was sunk in as if was malnutritious. So she said she could tell he had been doing something. So she said she asked him, Kevin, what's wrong with you? Like, you look bad. And he told her, like, oh, I'm on dog food. So dog food, yeah, which is heroin. So she's saying, like, yeah, my mom told me what dog food was and I knew it was heroin. So she told him, like, oh, we can get you help. So in my head, like, again, I let her just talk. But in my head, I already knew she was lying because my brother was staying with my other brother, which is in the same neighborhood as me. So I seen Kevin before he went back. I seen Kevin literally like the last 2-3 weeks before he left for California. He was going to the pool with us because I have a pool in my neighborhood. He was at the pool with the kids. And I don't think anybody would be letting anybody be around their kids on heroin like the way she was describing it. And he didn't have any bandages on his arm or he wasn't malnutritious or nothing like that. Like, so just alone in that, it's just like, wow, like it's like she's really trying to push this drug thing hard, like very hard. I don't know why. I don't know what her motive is or what she's getting out of it, but she's definitely trying to push the drug thing hard. And she's making it seem as if he came from North Carolina on the drugs.
When nobody in North Carolina don't use drugs.
None of us.
Because usually
None of us.
the cops don't care for drug addicts and homeless people.
Right.
Oh, I know. Mm-hmm. I know.
You know that.
Yeah. You say somebody on drugs or somebody homeless, they like, nah, you know, they're not gonna look for him.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that he's too good for drugs. I'm not saying that because drugs could hit any household, any person.
Yes,
You know,
I
I
know.
don't discriminate.
I've done that.
I just don't think that. And this is just my thoughts, and I want to be clear on that. I might be a little bit biased because I'm his aunt. I just don't think that he would use drugs. I just don't think that. Now, maybe smoke some weed, yeah, maybe, but I don't see him shooting up heroin or sniffing. No, she said he was on not heroin, Daquan. She said he was on crystal meth.
Yeah, that was later, Auntie. She later threw that crystal meth situation in later. When she initially told me, she said that he told her personally, like he was on dog food, because she said she asked her mom.
Gotcha.
Her mom told her. Yeah. So I remember I've heard the meth thing because I heard that from you and Auntie Denise. So I've heard that part. But when I talked to her and she told me like what she's seen when he came back off the plane from North Carolina, she said dog food, and she said he had bandages all over his arm, as if he was shooting up his arm. So I'm like,
You
That's
know what
crazy.
else don't make sense is because she said that she didn't see him till August 1st, but he left within the first 5 days of July because he wasn't around for the 4th.
I know that.
And his birthday is June 30th, so his flight was to California, San Diego. So he was gone for a whole month before he went to the house.
Yeah. It's just a lot of her story doesn't add up. It's like, and she tells so many different stories to different people that I don't think that she's keeping up with what she's telling one person for the other.
Right,
Like,
and she's texting it.
She is, and that's where I'm lost with her, because it's like, do you realize, like, all I'm doing is screenshot and everything. Like,
Why haven't she called you? Why haven't she done a FaceTime with you? Why haven't she put it
don't call me no more. Since that initial time when me and her talked and she told me all that, she won't call. Ever since I asked for that Cash App and I started really like digging into like, yo, can you please send me that Cash App? Like, what's going on? She will not call me. She actually blocked me and everything at one point, but then she unblocked me once she got on your page. When she got on your page and she came out of nowhere and she just unblocked me. Then sent me and then when you sent her a message, she sent me a message and she said, oh, I just want you to know that I was never trying to be like against you trying to find your brother. I also never blocked you. I don't know where you get that from. I sent her the screenshot of her blocking me because I screenshotted that too. I screenshot everything.
That's right.
Once I said that, I said, I just don't understand. I said, yo, it's hurting my heart to understand. Why are you lying? She never responded after that. I haven't heard from her since that day.
You see his name is getting out there.
Yeah, she does.
They posted to it. Because every time I do a video, I show her damn picture.
And I tell everybody about her. Every time I talk about her, I keep saying his girlfriend.
Right. That's right.
Keep saying it.
She's trying to get the heat off her ass, like Katie said.
She is.
Absolutely, because if she wasn't, she'd be a part in trying to find him and getting his name out there and doing everything in her power to help find him.
Well, for just that site to see that part, like just so we can understand her insight on that, she actually told me that the reason why she's not, I guess, is because she looks at it as she's been looking for him since December. So she feels like there's no reason that everybody should be like hitting her up constantly or asking her a bunch of questions when she feels like I've been already doing this. Where were you guys at when I was doing this? So I'm trying to understand that to her. And I asked her, I said, well, if somebody's building a house and somebody comes to help you build the house, it could still be your project, but now somebody's helping you build the house quicker, you know? And she just doesn't understand that concept. She's even telling her friends, like I got screenshots of that, like, I don't know why he thinks that I'm about to stop my job. I've been looking for Kevin for months. Now people want to come and start asking questions. And I'm just so confused on why is it an issue when somebody's asking about your boyfriend? Like, this is your man. You was with him for 4 years. That's what she told me. So,
But the thing is, let me ask you a question. She said that she's been looking for him for months. When he went missing, did she tell you?
She
she didn't
told
tell.
me.
She told my aunt. She never told me anything.
She told me. I went as far as reaching out to San Diego police, reaching out to Veteran Affairs, reaching out to the neighbors. I mean, I went the extra mile with it, putting it all on social media, blasting it. I didn't have TikTok back then, so it was on my Facebook. But she kept sending us on wild goose chases. She would tell us information, and she'll be like, oh, I heard from Kevin, and he's not sounding good. He sent me a picture. He don't look good. He was at the neighbor's house for Thanksgiving, and the neighbor sent the picture. He don't look good. She's sending all of this to us, right? And we reaching out to people, trying to figure out what's going on. After I put the missing persons on him in San Diego, and when he crossed the border, he had to use his passport. So what they were saying was that they would get a notification as soon as he used it. Well, they did. The same detective that my nephew is dealing with right now is a detective that I was dealing with, but she was so hard to reach. Once she finally contacted me, she says, he crossed the border. We know that he's alive. I can't say that he's safe, but he is alive. He went to his apartment, and the neighbor, the HOA president, seen him and let him call me. That's when I spoke to him for 15 minutes in December. Since that day, nobody has heard from him. When we asked where he was at, he said he was in Tijuana. What was you doing in Tijuana, Smoke? Smoke is his nickname for us. I'm sorry. What was you doing in Tijuana? He says, oh, I was just chilling. He was very vague. He wouldn't give no real information, but he also wasn't by himself. He was in a neighbor's house. He said, Auntie, we're going to get up. We're going to talk. I promise you we're going to talk. I said, tie up your loose ends, because the HOA people was trying to take his condo. See, it's a lot of people in this story that don't sound good, and I'm just going to be honest with you. Everybody
is suspect. Everybody
stood to gain something. The HOA president kept saying to me, if I was y'all, I'd come out here. I said, it's not that easy. I was disabled at the time, so I can't just get up and go out to San Diego. He says, somebody got to come out here, because I'm telling you, Kevin don't look good. He said, but I'm going to look out for him. Anytime I see him, I'm going to make sure he eat. I'm going to take care of him. He ain't get his place back for him, though. That's already up for sale.
He was telling me that. He was saying that she disappeared. The thing got up for sale.
Yes.
That's nice.
Okay, she's claiming she's been looking for him since December, but she said that he went to Mexico. So when has she physically been looking?
He claims that during like January and February, she was out, like she would leave LA and she would go out there and she would like search for him, go around, ask questions about like, have anybody seen him? She said she actually went out there looking for him again in like March or April. She actually said she put out a police report around like January. But when I talked to the detective, the detective only told me, she said, well, yeah, she put out one in November. And this is the same time my aunt did. And she was like, well, yeah, your aunt put out a police report for him, but the girlfriend put out one at the same time. So I was like, well, did she put out one in this like around December, January? And she was like, no, she hasn't put out any you know, but this is what she's telling me, though. She's telling me she went out there these times. She's telling me she put out a police report around that time, but she's been basically traveling from LA to San Diego to go look for him every time.
At is how did the whole Mexico thing with her come up? Because it's not making any sense whatsoever why Mexico was brought up.
So
Mexico,
He went to rehab there, but like, then I don't know.
yeah, like,
because she sent
why
one
would he go to
morning,
Mexico?
about 4 a.m, she said Kevin called her from a number in Mexico, but she was asleep, so she didn't get the call. She said she called the number back, and when she called the number back is when she found out that Kevin was there, but he was no longer there. She screenshotted the information and sent it to us. When we called this number, these people don't know no English. So I use Google Translate to speak with them. Because now we not on the phone, we texting. And the man said, "Oh, Kevin, Navy, I know Kevin. Kevin was here. Kevin is on glass real bad." I still got the messages. I said, "Okay, where did he go?" He said he don't know. I said, "Is this a rehab where he could just sign himself out?" He said, "This is not a rehab. This is like a place, I guess, where they help people. It's a church."
Oh.
And I guess they just help people. But I spoke to a couple of his comrades who was in service with Kevin, and they stated, be careful with Tijuana because they're killing a lot of our American soldiers. If he's in Tijuana, y'all need to get him out of Tijuana. That's the first thing that our commanding officer tell us is to steer clear of Tijuana. They don't want us down there to party or nothing because they're hooking us on these drugs and they're killing us down there, the American soldiers.
You know, I looked that up where it says Tijuana, and it also said a lot of trafficking is down there.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. You send me that screenshot.
Yeah, I'll send it to you.
That's what I've been hearing. I've heard the same thing. Like a lot of people came to me as I've been using my research to reach out to people, and I'm telling them about the Tijuana situation, and they're like, "Yeah, man, like I would definitely find out about that because it's like they kill people down there. Like Tijuana is real bad. They kill people from America. They're trafficking them. There's all type of things going on. So along with Katie, I've been trying to figure out the situation too. Like, where did the Mexico thing come into play when he was missing the time before with my aunt, and then now for her to try to transfer it to that again? Like she's trying to basically like push it toward that way again. Like, yeah, like he's in Tijuana or he could be in Mexico, and it's just like, where did it ever come into play from the beginning? What would make him what would make him want to go to Mexico out of all the things? Like you could go to anywhere. Yeah.
So what I'm hearing is Tijuana is about 16 minutes from his house. And that's where he also lives very close to the U.S. Navy base and out there in San Diego. And a lot of the sailors that are stationed in San Diego go down to Mexico to party. So he had been in California for roughly about 8 years prior to even us knowing anything about Tijuana. So chances are he's been to Tijuana quite a few times, probably to party.
Okay. Oh, so that's not far from him.
It's about 16 minutes from his home.
Oh, shit.
But you do need a passport to get into there. That is true. You do need a passport.
Right, but as a U.S. Military personnel, he has a passport.
Yeah, but I see it, and this is something I wanted to say on live. This is because I didn't tell my aunt. Nobody knows this. I haven't even told Miss Jackson this. When I talked to Indigo told me, and this is crazy because my aunt told me something about the HOA man saying that the people threw all his belongings and his documents and out and everything, and he got him. You remember that, Auntie?
I do.
Okay. So let me tell you this. So when I talked to the Indigo girl told me he has nothing. He doesn't have any documents. He doesn't have anything stating like a passport, an ID, or anything. She said she knows this for sure. So as I get more into this, it makes me wonder, like, how did he get into Tijuana if he's there now? You see what I'm saying? Because she's telling me, like, without a shadow of a doubt, Kevin doesn't have any passport. He doesn't have his ID. He doesn't have anything. That was the stuff that the girl threw out. The people who were staying in his condo, they threw it out, and When they threw it out, Kevin told the dude, I don't want it. He just walked away from it and told the HOA guy, I don't want this stuff.
Right,
I
but
don't know
his
why he did
passport
that,
and stuff was not in there. Because if his passport was in it, the HOA man has to turn his passport in. It's a legal document that he can't keep in his possession.
Okay. But the Indigo girl saying he doesn't have it. I was, like I said, I was waiting for this live because I was going to say that then. So, you know, everybody could see and hear this part. Like, she said, without a shadow of a doubt, he doesn't have any of that.
I want to know how she know that.
Right.
That's what I was saying.
Right.
Like, how
That's
would
what
she
I was
know that he
wondering.
didn't have that? Because I'm sure he would carry that on him, like
All
just
the
like
time.
his wallet. I mean, you would carry
Oh.
your ID.
It sounds like she's knowing a little bit. They need to this detective needs to question these people.
Jasmine, we need to see
given-
if she'll interview.
I've given her all. She talked to me. It took her a couple days to reach out to me. I won't lie, but she did eventually call me. She called me with the Simba girl on the phone, which is Kevin's like real close friend, Simba. Miss Jackson, you talked to her, so yeah. It's a lot of weird stuff going on with the whole thing. But she actually talked to me, and she kind of told me the stuff that she was experiencing with Kevin before he went missing and stuff like that. But I was questioning a lot of stuff with her because a lot of her info was coming from Daisy. So even with being around my brother and experiencing him before he went missing, she was still giving me a lot of like info from Daisy. Like she like, yeah, Daisy said, or Daisy did this, or yeah. So I don't know. And I even asked her, I said, can you get the screenshot from Daisy? And she was like, yeah, I asked her about it. And I was like, no, you're not, because at the end of the day, you're never going to get it. There is no screenshot. And she, and she was like, well, I'll try. But to this day, I talked to her a week ago. I still have no screenshot. So everybody's just
out to her.
That's the one that you reached out to, right?
No, this is somebody else.
Oh, okay.
That's the friend of the one who Miss Jackson reached out to, Katie. That's the one who Daisy is claiming seen my brother actually laugh.
Okay. Now, do you guys know anything about a Fred Cruz?
That's supposedly the guy who runs the rehab.
Okay, I was just making sure we were on the same page as that.
Yeah, that's supposedly the guy who runs the rehab. But see, when I called the rehab, I got a whole different insight about the rehab. So
Actually, she said Fred Cruz was the guy at the rehab, the only guy that spoke English. And her message to Miss Jackson.
and see, I wouldn't even know. I wouldn't even know that. I didn't know that he was the only guy. I just know he was the guy who ran the rehab. That was a name given to me as well. So I don't know.
I'm
But I
gonna
know I
pull
was
up
talking
the
to
screenshot.
somebody in English, and when I asked them a question about what they said, they hung up on me. I called back, and then there was a person speaking in Spanish. So
There we go, right there.
yeah,
They intentionally gave me the runaround saying that no one spoke English. I found a gentleman named Frank Cruz that did. He basically just confirmed that Kevin was there, which is strange to me because wasn't Kevin there the last time? Not this time.
But the thing with this Tijuana rehab situation, Daisy has it so mixed up, as in saying like there's possibility that he could have went back there. That's how she's trying to play it, because she actually sent my I think I sent you that screenshot. She sent my sister a message one day in April of this year and was like, yeah, he called me. And she was like, where did he call from? When did he call you? And she's like, oh, he called me this morning, but he only could talk for like 5 minutes. So she's like, where is he at? And she's like, oh, well, he's back at the rehab in Mexico. So she was like, well, next time when he calls, call us. Like, quit telling us when you talk to him or when you see him or he FaceTimes you. Call us. So I'm getting like she twisting it back into that, because she told the girl who sent you that message, she told Simba the same thing. Like, oh, yeah, Kev called me. And she's like, well, how did you know it was Kev? And she's like, oh, he called me Goddess. So I knew it was him. He sounded real vague. And that was him on the phone. And this was around the same time, like a March, April. But when you go back to it, and like my aunt said, the only time that we know of a rehab in Mexico was last year in November. So I don't know why it's being replayed to make it seem as if he was there this year.
That's
because,
right. Yeah.
Yeah, they're not confirming that. Like they're not even when I talked to them, they said that he was there, but he was there last year.
Exactly. Exactly. And then she says he told me he checked himself out and don't say where he was going. I asked for dates and he couldn't give me any.
Same thing they did to me.
So what they told me at the rehab, excuse me, at the church was that it's not mandatory and that they can't hold people pretty much against their will, that they have free will to get up and go whenever they want to. He don't have to tell him where he's going because he's not a citizen of Tijuana. And that all is fine and dandy, but it's just like, why wouldn't you have records of it? How he's like, he couldn't even confirm what drug he was taking. He just said that he told me he was using glass.
Well, see, and that's what I find weird is they confirmed that he had been there, but they didn't give no information. So I find that very odd.
I don't even know if we was really talking to that church. I just know that that's what their
Exactly.
WhatsApp photo comes up as, and the fact that they didn't even speak English. We don't know who these people are because, from my understanding, the squatters in the apartment was Hispanic as well. So we just have no clue, And excuse me, that's no slight to Hispanic people. I want that to be clear. We was just saying that, the squatters in the apartment was Hispanic, so Spanish was their natural language. So that could have been
talking to one of them.
Right, for all we know.
That's why I was going to say next. Katie, well, you know what? Well, let's talk off the air what I'm about to say. Because sometimes we got to watch what we say on here because they're watching.
Yes, understandable.
Yeah. So I'll
Absolutely.
say
Do either of you know if these squatters were evicted out of there? Like, did they have to file an actual eviction?
Yes, they were, and that's when I talked to the HOA man recently, and he said that they were kicked out in July, if I'm not mistaken, of this year. They were kicked out. The place is boarded up, and it's up for auction right now. So they were just kicked out literally in July. But he said he was trying, he was doing everything to get them out and stuff like that. He said, like my aunt said, he couldn't do nothing. The police wouldn't do anything, so it took them forever to get them out.
They had to go through the courts.
Yep, they had to go through the court system, and they had got the girl, I guess, who was there arrested and stuff like that. So they just got kicked out around July.
Okay, I'll message you after this.
Yeah.
Some more stuff on that.
She also said he didn't leave with the nobody. A neighbor saw him when he was leaving and told her what he remembered, I guess. Something about a neighbor. That's what you were saying
That's
before.
the HOA man.
Yeah, that's the HOA man, the neighbor.
His unit is diagonal from Kevin's unit.
Yeah, she said they gave his girlfriend a description of things and he was carrying when he left. I will call her to confirm so I can make sure I'm giving you the correct information. Give me about an hour. Then I asked for if you know any names about the suppliers or names about the roommates and stuff like that. She never got back to me. And that's the so-called one.
Hey, Daquan, what was the roommate? What was the squatter's name?
One of them was named, from what the old HOA man told me, one of them was named Monique, if I'm not mistaken. Her name was Monique.
Yes.
Monique. Now, the thing is, when I bring this name up to Indigo and I brung it up to Daisy, neither one of them will confirm that that's her name, though. When I brung it up to the HOA man, he literally, if I could say the perfect word I could say, he almost basically was scared, in my opinion. It's just whoa, how do you know, he was asking me whoa, how do you know? 'Cause I sent him pictures. I had them looked her up and everything. And I'm like, well, is this her? And he no, man, that ain't, and I'm just like, well, hold up. And then I sent him another picture, but it was the same girl. It was the same as that girl. She was on drugs. So she looked different, but it was the same girl.
Can you send that to me later?
Yes, ma'am. I would definitely send you that.
I was just going to ask the same thing. And then the previous message you had up from the best friend before your last message from her, underneath it said that he had items in his hand. So did he have items or did he not?
Right, because what they said was that he left, the HOA man said that he left without nothing. He said he didn't want none of the stuff. And now they're saying that he left with items in his hands. What items did he have in his hands? Because the only thing he left with was food. Because the HOA man said he sent him with plates of food.
And I can speak on that because that was told to me as well by Daisy. She told me that when the neighbors seen him, he had 2 pair of sneakers in his hand, a backpack, and 2 pair of boxer briefs. When I asked the man about this, literally all I did was go back and check, even down to my aunt, because she was telling me things about my aunt. And I even went back to my aunt and asked her questions. Everything that she told me, the person told me that she was lying, literally. So when I talked to the neighbor and I asked him, I said, did you see him with a pair of boxer briefs and a book bag and 2 pair of Jordan? Because she described them, Jordan 1s. That's what she exactly said. So in my head, I'm already thinking like, this is very descriptive, first of all. Like, this is too descriptive. So I'm telling him, he like, no way. He said, I didn't see him with nothing. He said he left with nothing. He said, and it's crazy because my aunt just said that. He said, I told your aunt the same thing. Like, I didn't see Kevin with nothing. So I was just lost on that too. I don't know if she's just telling her friends this and she tried to push it to me, but everything that his friends are getting from the Simba girl and the Indigo girl, they're all saying the same thing Daisy's saying. So I don't know if she's trying to keep them in the bag or what.
And that's what I'm saying. You know, I have an issue with this best friend also because she has nothing on her social media about him missing as well.
True indeed. My wife mentioned that.
She's posting about the shooting at the school that happened a few days ago, about this, about her, her baby, her wife, or whatever's going on in her life, everything else. But your best friend is missing. And you haven't said it, I got a problem with that. So I'm sorry out of her too.
See, Jasmine, we from New York, so we look at things a little bit differently. You understand? Our line of integrity in
Thank God.
Yeah, I think hers went out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I get what she was saying because my wife's the same. My wife's been on the same thing. Like, she's more or less looking like, well, if this is his best friend, why isn't she posting about him? Why isn't she saying I wouldn't trust none of them?
I honestly feel like she has them so manipulated or on her side to help cover her butt and follow the same storyline that technically they're all hiding.
Yeah, they're all in cahoots. And this is what the neighbor told me. The neighbor came out his own mouth and said, don't trust anybody. Don't listen to none of them. They're all in cahoots. Down to the squatters, down to the friends, down to Daisy. He said, don't trust none of them. They're all in cahoots.
Yep, so, it seems like she's the leader.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be honest with you, and I'm sorry about that. I got a phone call.
No,
my apologies for that.
No,
I don't remember where I was actually at with what I was saying. I'm sorry. Oh, so it gave a little bit of grace.
You say you was from New York and you look at things different.
Right. And, we got to give them a little bit of grace because they may not see they may not see life the way we see them as far as integrity and loyalty, right? But the whole thing with everybody, when I first spoke to Daisy, she was telling me to watch out for Mr. Shamar. He got something, to gain from Kevin being out of his unit. I have that in text. So that was crazy. And then when I spoke to Mr. Shamar, he said the same thing about Daisy. Watch out for Daisy because, everything that comes out of her mouth is a lie. Everybody just seemed like they had an ulterior motive. And I was asking questions. I even asked him, I said, do you stand to gain something by Kevin, being out of his unit? He was like, well, if we're being honest, I want to always be transparent. Everybody here stands to gain something if Kevin is out of his unit because the unit goes up to grabs to the HOA first. And I'm looking to move my parents here. And I was like, okay. So somebody you've known for the last 8 years is now come back from vacation and they're a whole different person. And the first thing that everybody's thinking about is their unit.
Wow.
But I get it. Business is business, right? So you have to move accordingly. But everybody in this situation, there was a lawyer that was trying to get Kevin to sign documents to buy him out of his property. And I spoke with the lawyer and I asked him, I said, the lawyer told me that Kevin was on drugs. I said, it's against the law to have him sign documents if he was under the influence, correct? He says, "Oh yes, I'm very aware of that. We didn't have him sign anything. Um, he was supposed to go get himself cleaned up and come back, and then we would do the paperwork. But we need his wife because she's still on the title to the unit, on a deed. I'm sorry, to the unit." And I said, "Okay. So what are you guys waiting for? You know, she can't sign anything, and he don't sign it, and it's not valid. Only people that can sign that is him and his wife collectively." It was so much that was being done on the sidelines that didn't make sense. None of it makes sense. None of it.
This is some greedy motherfucker.
None of it makes sense.
At one point, Daisy was trying to get in cahoots with the ex-wife to be able for them to sign together and exclude Kevin out of it. So that meant any equity in the unit that would have come out of that, it would have come in the form of a check. I also talked to the lawyer about that. I hope that you guys didn't have anybody other than Kevin standing in place to sign for Kevin, because no one can sign for him. He as long as he's mentally capable. Oh, we understand. We get it. We know. No, we know. We're not going to do that. I don't know what happened with the unit. I don't know nothing.
Let me ask you a question. Are you sure that they're not married? That they didn't like go to Vegas or something?
Vegas
sure.
is extremely close. I want to believe that they didn't. I don't know if they did because we don't live out there. They live out there. Kevin's out there with her by himself.
Right.
That's why I want to pull court documentation.
Yeah.
What did you say? I'm sorry, Katie.
Go ahead,
I'm
what
going
you
to
say?
pull some court documentation because I'm just scared to death that she got him to go elope with her, and this is going to be even worse.
Right.
And I was gonna say, like, I actually got a site to where I can see all those type of things too. So I feel like if it's showing me that him and Janelle was divorced, it's also showing me that him and Janelle, which is his ex-wife, her name is Janelle. It's also showing me that Janelle and him own that condo. I feel like it would show me that, and I don't see anything for any marriage records other than him to Janelle. So if they did it, I can't see it. So, because I done looked into it as well just to see. So that's why I kind of have like a 98% chance that I don't think he married her, you know? So
Marriage
I feel like
is
it show up.
marriage certificates is public knowledge. So yeah, if you was able to look it up, if it was there, if they were married, it should be there.
Yeah, it would show up.
Absolutely.
So and I didn't see it. And my site has been valid. I've been using this site for going on like 7 years, and I can literally see if you own a car, a house. I seen that Daisy owned a car, and I went looking through Google Maps just to see if I seen her car, because it showed that she owned a car. So I'm just like,
No,
wow.
did it say anything about the vehicle we were talking about the other day? How she's flaunting, she's going on vacation.
No,
Okay.
it didn't. Because that's crazy you say that, Katie, because that's why I was looking, because I was trying to see if she owned a Tesla, just to see like, okay, did she buy that Tesla? But it was show it's a Honda Elantra 2017 silver. So I looked into it and I was like, wow, let me see if they got married for real. And it doesn't show any of that, but it shows his past marriage and it shows that they were divorced. So
Because we want to make sure like his social security, anything is not tapped with. You know what I'm saying?
yes.
I just want to make sure that there's no reason that like she's getting any sort of his benefits or anything like that, or using his social security number, because that's going to change a lot. But at the end, it will be good because you guys could go after her.
Yes.
But the way she is showing off a lot of things, I'm just questioning, like, where is she getting this income?
And everybody's questioning, because my other aunt, she actually was asking the same exact thing. So tomorrow I'm actually, because I've been calling the VA. They haven't called me back. I've talked, my oldest son is actually in the Navy. So he kind of told me like, bro, they're not going to really call you back. You got to go up there face to face. So I'm going to the VA in my city, and I'm going to check into that tomorrow because it's Monday. So it's fresh. I can go do everything I need to do, and like involving everything with my brother. So I'm going to go to the VA. I'm going to go to the Social Security place, see if she did any birth certificates or anything. Because like you're saying, Katie, that's a great way to show motive. So if she did do anything suspicious and why she's doing all this lying and everything, that's a great way to show motive. Like, okay, well, she's using his benefits. So of course she's not going to say anything about where he's at or anything.
Absolutely.
Right,
and then I'm wondering if he's getting like Social Security with having schizophrenia and bipolar and that too, because she could be making all kinds of money off of him at this point if she's receiving benefits.
Yeah.
And he does receive benefits. He received benefits every month, because he got an honorable discharge out of the Navy. So he receives benefits. He was receiving when he was in North Carolina. He was actually sending her some of the money. So.
Wow.
I went out that she has her name on stuff. So
He's definitely gonna watch this. They always watch.
always.
Always watch. Hey, Jasmine, I'm watching you, girl.
And even if she isn't using them and he's still receiving, they should be able to track where it's been used.
Where the card has been used if he has a debit card. But I remember when he was in I live in Virginia, and I had said to him when he was in North Carolina, oh, hey, come to me, he was saying he wanted to come visit. And I said, well, you could just get on a bus. He says, I don't have a debit card. I can't order it online. So if you order it for me, I have the cash. So I know he don't have a debit card.
And he didn't have a phone, right? He did
have a phone, but she
From
told
my
me.
understanding, he didn't have a phone.
Go ahead, Auntie, what you were saying? Go ahead, I'm sorry.
From my understanding, once he got back to Cali, he didn't have a phone. He had a phone when he was here, when he was on the East Coast, though.
And that's what I was going to say. From my understanding, she told me basically when he came back to Cali, he threw his phone away. Like, he was like, I don't want anybody to get in contact with me or anything like that. So he threw his phone away. This is what she told me. And the last time I physically had a conversation with him, which I didn't even have a conversation, he actually inboxed me. He didn't inbox me from his Instagram. He inboxed me from, I guess, a person he walked up to on a taco stand. And that's how I know, like, he wasn't contacting me from his own phone or his own social medias or anything.
Because I was saying, like, they could try to track it through his phone, his cell phone, or what about if he has a laptop?
And I wouldn't even know anything about that. And even down to another thing that she told me, he sold everything in the house. He sold his laptop. He was selling TVs. He said all of this. And Indigo confirmed all this. I don't know if they talked and she told her to say all this, but she said the same thing. She basically said, yeah, Kevin was selling everything. He sold his laptop. He sold all of Daisy's stuff. So I don't know for sure if he had a laptop still, but she definitely said
She told me the same thing. Daisy told me that out of her own mouth, that he had sold everything and that he didn't have any devices. So if he didn't have any devices, how did you send him Cash App? Because you need a device to be able to get the Cash App.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying, and I'm wondering if his Cash App and stuff is still up.
It is.
Okay.
It is. It is. I think, Ms. Jackson, did I send you that stuff? I'm not for sure if I sent you that stuff, but I'll send you it. She actually sent me.
You said you screenshot me something.
Yeah, with the Cash App on it?
Yes.
Yeah, she sent me his Cash App. And this was like, I'll get into that real quick because that was a very important key. When I did ask her for the Cash App, she sent me a screenshot of his Cash App. Yes. And I said, well, I don't want a picture of his Cash App. I want the transaction when you sent it to him. So when I said that, she sent me another picture of another Cash App he uses. So then I kind of broke it down to her like, why do you keep saying, I know what his Cash App is. It's my brother. I done sent him Cash App before. So I know what his Cash App is. Send me the transaction of the $150 that you said you sent him. She turns it into, she turns it into, her sister's the one who sent the money. She sent it off her sister's Cash App. Her sister was in Japan with her 4 kids, and she can't really send it to me at the moment. But as soon as her sister gets the time, she'll send it. So then I went into to tell her, like, well, just give your sister my number and she could directly send it to me. You don't even got to be in between it. She could just send it to me. she started getting kind of erratic. She sends me voice messages like, oh, I don't know why you think that my sister doesn't have to be doing what she's doing. She's on vacation. She has 4 kids. It's not her obligation to worry about what's going on with this. So I just got kind of angry, and I'm like, wow, like, I sent her a voice message back. I'm like, yo, like, this is my brother. Like, what are you talking about? This is your sister. You saying she sent my brother some type of money. Why you can't, like, what are you talking about? It don't even make sense. Right after I sent that, when she listened to it and she deleted both of the voice messages automatically. So she sends me a message. She starts playing victim. She's like, oh, you're being aggressive. Your tone is funny and stuff like that. And I'm just telling you, like, my sister is on vacation. She's in Japan. She has 4 kids and she's worried about them right now. When she gets the chance, she will send the screenshot. That's when I start kind of going ballistic. I start telling her, like, you're lying. There's no way. It's like, there's no way. Like, if you got it, why don't you send it? And then I looked at something and I realized that she had sent, like, it was like a $6,000 receiving. Well, almost $7,000 receiving. So then I start asking her, like, why would my brother be sending your sister almost $7,000? Mind you, I looked at the transaction. I seen it was 128 transactions and all that. So she was like, yeah, if you understand transactions, it was a bunch of them. So you see, I said, oh yeah, I already noticed it was 128 transactions, but why is my brother sending your sister $7,000 in total? Like, why would he be sending your sister money?
That doesn't make no sense whatsoever.
That makes no sense. So she tells me, like, oh, well, I was using his Cash App. I would send her money and stuff like that because I don't have a Cash App. I type her name in. I had already did it before, but I just did it again just to show her, and I screen recorded it. I type her name in. It shows up her name. It shows everything up on her Cash App. So I said, isn't this your Cash App? She's like, oh, don't pay attention to anything that's not relevant to what we're talking about right now. And I'm just like, wow, this girl is lying. Like, she's cold-hearted lying. I had those screenshots too. She's cold-hearted lying. And I'm so lost. Like, why is she lying so much? It's like nothing is valid that she said. Nothing.
Do you have a text message or a message from her stating that she was using his Cash App?
Yes, the whole conversation. I got where she's saying.
Have you turned that over to your detective?
I did.
The detective.
I did, but the first time I tried to, when I first had it, the detective, she didn't ask me for it until the other day, the Friday. When I first told her about that, she was like, well, when I talk to her, then you can send it. Because I'm telling her, like, oh, I got all screenshots. I said, I think the girlfriend is lying, da-da-da. She's like, oh, well, when I need those, I'll definitely reach out to you about that because that is weird that she's saying a transaction and she can't show it to you. So I was like, yeah, whenever you're ready, I'll send them to you. So when she never said anything else about them, when I talked to her Friday, I said that. I said, do you want me to send you these screenshots now? And she was like, yeah. And she gave me her actual number. So I sent her the screenshot. She still hasn't said anything about it, though. So I have all.
That's crazy. I just feel like that would be enough to get her for theft or fraud because that's not her money she's physically using. She was using his money to pay her sister.
And she claims that that was her money. She was using his Cash App all the time. But like I said, she has a Cash App. But when I showed her the Cash App and I said, look, like, you have a Cash App. Why are you lying? She starts that's when she told me, oh, well, we're not talking about that. Anything from before is irrelevant or something like that.
She's already getting caught up. She didn't think you were going to be that quick.
Yeah. If we're being on the same page, his VA benefits could be sent to his Cash App account because it has a route and an account number.
Exactly. That's what I'm worried about.
Transferring his benefits. Okay, so maybe about 3 years ago, there was a thing where Daisy was claiming that his ex-wife Janelle was stealing his benefits. Janelle and Kevin ended their relationship amicably, but Janelle just did not keep a relationship with the family. Well, I hit Janelle up maybe about the end of last year because the lawyers had wanted to talk to her, but I wanted to let her know that her and Daisy could not, close on Kevin's condo. I said, I want to ask you something. I said, Daisy's been telling the family that you was stealing money from Kevin, and Kevin, as soon as his money would deposit, you would steal it out of his account. She said, that's a bald-faced lie. I've never taken anything from Kevin. He's always took good care of me. I had no reason to take anything from him. Wow. So what she was doing was setting up this.
She was setting up everyone else in order to get his money.
Yes.
She was implicating other people, but telling on herself at the same time.
Absolutely.
You know, this is a shame because let me just say, for those of you that are just coming in, we have two family members up here who are desperately trying to find their missing brother and nephew, right?
Yes.
Nephew.
Yes, ma'am.
Kevin Billings, 27 years old, veteran, had been missing since December. This December, it is going to be a whole year that his family has not heard from him, seen him, spoken to him, or anything. The last person that Kevin was with, who he allowed living with him, was his girlfriend, Jasmine. Jasmine's story has constantly been changing tremendously. It just doesn't make any sense. The detective has not done anything. They have not put in a missing report. They need to put a missing report alert on him because of his disabilities. He is a veteran. He has schizophrenia and everything else. When you are going through that, you need to put out a missing alert report. They have not done nothing.
He should be nationwide missing person and endangered.
Missing person and a danger. Thanks, babe. And they have not done anything. Anything. Please share this. We need to get this out. Also, if you know any private investigators, please, please, please hit me up, hit the family up, let us know. They need a private investigator. They need a private investigator because the police, come on, we already know the deal. They don't care. They're not going to do anything. Once you hear missing person, drug addict, homeless, that they do not care. They're not going to do anything. But the fact, because he is a veteran, they should be on their asses out there, caring, doing something. He is a veteran, top notch rank, okay? And these people aren't doing anything. His girlfriend doesn't have his name platter nowhere on her social media, and neither is his damn best friend either. Oh, this getting me so mad. I'm telling you, this shit is getting me tight.
It's almost like a shame. Like his best friend and his girlfriend are ashamed to attach their name. Because if you had nothing to do with his disappearance and you loved him enough to call him your best friend and your man, these are two separate people. Your best friend, and that's the closest people to you in life, is your best friend and your partner. And if your partner nor your best friend is showing any care to look for you, that sounds crazy when those was the people that supposedly last saw you.
It puts up an automatic red flag on them. It truly does.
Yeah. The best friend said, "Oh, we not blood, but he's my brother. I love him to death." Well, boo boo, he's not posted nowhere on your social media at all.
They're not even posted as friends. That's the sad part.
So what's really going on?
Yes.
What's really going on?
You know, when it's your dog, you're gonna post your dog.
For real.
Always. If anybody like that's me. When my homeboy had went missing and he was missing, he actually, I think he was like, because he was schizophrenic as well, so I think he had roamed off or something like that. But I was posting him like every day because I was just like, yo, y'all gotta find him. So I totally get that. Like, and I have talked to the best friend. Her name is Simba. She's been very cooperative with me, but like when I started getting into the Daisy situation, that's where things started going kind of left. I'm not gonna lie, like that's when things started getting kind of left. But she was the one sending me the screenshot, showing me like, oh yeah, she reached out to me about this flyer. She told me this, she told me that. So I've been kind of trying to play close because I want to play like chess with her. But as I'm looking more and more into it, like you guys are saying, I am looking and seeing like, yo, like you're not posting Kevin. You're not saying anything about Kevin. You didn't even post this flyer. You're telling me that she's saying something about it, but you didn't post it yourself. So it's like, are you feeling like it's incorrect or something? But she's not saying that to me. And even when I tried to reach out to the Indigo girl, she said it was the same situation. Like I waited, like, and my wife mentioned it. She was like, "Did she call you yet? Did she call you yet?" She kept asking me. It took her like 3 days to reach out to me with the Indigo girl. I'm not gonna lie. It took me at least 3 days before I ever talked to the Indigo girl. And the Indigo girl is her home girl. I don't know if they used to go together or something like that, but I know that they're like tapped in with each other. That's how Kevin knows the Indigo girl, through Simba.
Okay, because I know Simba. I thought she had cancer, but she's cancer free.
Yeah, she did. She had cancer around. She beat cancer around like October last year.
Yeah.
True indeed.
So I was thinking, most what I was telling you, what I was thinking, organ
Yes.
child. My mind goes everywhere.
Your mind is everywhere. I get it.
Yeah. So, but then when I saw she was free, I was like, okay, so let me look at another route then. But it's just weird, man. We got to get you a private investigator. Yeah, you need a private investigator.
Yes, ma'am.
I forgot to mention this. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I forgot to mention this. The reason why he went back to Cali is because Daisy told him she was pregnant.
Oh, yeah.
So it was
that
almost
was her
as if
trap of he didn't want to go back, but that was her trap to get him lured back there.
To lure him back there.
Okay. That answers and already puts us in a whole different concept.
The more we talk is the more that I'm recollecting things, because this has been something that's been ongoing and her conversations constantly change. But he said he had to go back because Daisy was pregnant. And we was
so
like,
that was her way of getting him back there.
Right, because he was supposed to go back the 7th of April. They was only supposed to come to Fayetteville for the Dreamville concert, which he paid for, and she only went. And then after the Dreamville concert, they were supposed to spend time together with their families because they both are originally from Fayetteville. And then they were supposed to go back together. But when she went back, he did not return.
Wait, that concert, you said he didn't go? I saw a concert thing on her. Huh?
Yeah, that's when she was in the front row. She was in Dreamville. That's when they came to Fayetteville.
Yes.
I got on her page.
They came like a day or two before the concert. And then they left. I think the concert was like on the 2nd or the 3rd. And they came on the 1st. And when she left on the 7th or the 6th, he didn't go back with her.
And the concert was I think it was like it was the 4th and the 5th actually. The Dreamville concert this year was April 4th and April 5th because my birthday April the 8th. So it was like I was planning on going to it actually, but then I decided not to go. But she did go without him, and he did pay for everything, and I can verify that. Like,
did you speak to him after that concert?
Yes, he was here. He was here with me. Okay, yeah. This is when he was here with us.
Okay.
He stayed on the East Coast until July. And she told him she was pregnant, and that's the only reason why he went home, because he didn't have any kids.
Oh, wow.
He still don't have any kids. She still hasn't had a baby.
And she's done that more than once.
So how was you going home for a baby?
Yeah, she's done that. She's done the baby thing more than once. Like, she's done that to him before, and we debunked it the first time when she did it. My wife actually called it out and sent them pictures and stuff and was like, Kevin, like, she's not pregnant, bro. She's not. Like,
where I said it comes into play, where she manipulated and wanted control of him. She was way too controlling.
Yes, very. So when he said that he was in a toxic relationship, we know, like, he's going through it with his family because everybody is trying to convince him to stay on the East Coast where his people is at. Don't go back out there. She got you out there by yourself. You was cool when it was just you, but when you brought somebody to your environment in the name of helping them, and then they turn around and make you be the victim, that's not right.
With all them other people in his house that she got out there too, like, you don't know them people.
He didn't know they was there. He didn't even know they were there, because they didn't come until he was already gone when she went back to California and he stayed in Fayetteville. That's when those people came, and I got that from the HOA president. And that
Me as
one of the
well.
people, it was 2 women and 1 man. The 1 man supposedly was a drug supplier, and they were running drugs out of his house. Daisy is in a very dark life.
But he's the one that moved these people in, according to her.
Right. She lives a very dark life, so she's in nightlife with the porn and things of that nature. She's a whole different kind of person than he is.
I was wondering, did she do that? Because I was watching some of her, I've been all over her Facebook. And I was watching a few things and I was like, okay, I wonder if she's into either, what is that? Escort dating?
Yeah. And she is.
Okay,
She is.
okay. I
She
was
is.
right.
She is. She has a. I have a whole link tree.
And then
Yeah, I have a link tree for her.
Los Angeles.
Yeah, in LA. She does all of that. She's into.
Your phone breaking up, Daquan.
Oh, I'm sorry. She definitely into like she does porn. She definitely does OnlyFans. She's into a lot of things like dark magic. She's into a whole lot of things, and I found out a lot of stuff going through her link tree. She actually has a TikTok as well. She like does anime gaming and stuff like that. Like she's into a lot of things. And like I said, I have her link tree link. I don't know if she took it down by now.
Okay,
Yeah.
send it to me.
I'll definitely send you that. I'm gonna send you all this stuff, Miss Jackson. I got you. I got you.
Thank you.
She's into a lot of stuff. She's into a whole lot of things, and that's where everything becomes to be very weird to me, because it's like my brother is a complete opposite. So I'm just so lost on like, wow, like you're making it seem as if he just went out like just this bad guy. He's doing all this crazy stuff, and you're just an angel. But he never was into any of this stuff. So, but again, like Katie said, the manipulative thing comes in, the controlling, all that. So you're going to be into whatever I'm into if I'm controlling the situation. That's how it works.
Exactly. And that's what I got from like scoping out everything. That's why I'm like, okay, how did they meet? Like, did they know each other for a long time or not? Because I'm like, they're 2 opposite people.
Very.
As I was looking at her stuff and his friend, I'm going through all their social media stuff. And then I was looking at your brother's stuff, and he just seemed like a laid back, cool guy, like just totally different from her. He doesn't have much on Instagram though.
Yeah, he has 2 pages. He has 2 pages. I thought I sent you both, but I don't know. I might have didn't, because I just realized again that he had 2 pages when I started going through her stuff.
No, you didn't send me Instagram. I was just searching.
Oh, okay. Yeah. He has 2 pages. He has 1 page, and then he has another page where more or less like his family is on there, but he has an art page as well. Because he's very artistic. Like he draws, he designs, he paints. He paints. he does it all, bro. Like he
raps. That's him rapping.
He raps. Yep, he raps.
Yes,
he's an artist. He's like every definition of an artist. Like he's the epitome of an artist, because he does all of that. Like he does everything. So I'm back to being very weird how he connected with her and she doesn't involve anything with it.
Does he write poetry?
Yeah, he writes poetry. He has written poetry.
Okay, because I was reading it and I was like, this sounds like poetry.
No, he's wrote poetry before.
Right.
Yeah. He's wrote poetry before.
You gotta remember that he left Fayetteville when he was coming out of high school, and he went straight into the Navy. So when he knew her, she probably was not like this. She also was in Fayetteville with her family. So when she got to California, she could truly be who she wanted to be and, recreate herself, reinvent herself.
I am so glad you said that. Thank you for saying that, because I was on here a few days ago and I talked about that. I showed a picture of how she was like this, right? That's her before.
No, that's her now.
That's her now. That's her now, but
that's her and her dad.
before.
Not even the same person.
Nowhere near.
And that's her father who passed away.
Yes.
I found that out by going through her stuff. Her father.
She don't even look like the same girl. The only thing that's the same is that she wore colored hair back then. But it wasn't an outlandish color. It was a color that is common, you know, more natural color. Now she's like pink and purple and green and blue and
Exactly.
all these exotic colors so she can live the life of the image she has created for herself, which is this anime character.
It's like something happened because as I'm going through her pages, I know she lost her father.
A close friend of hers passed away. I don't know whether it was a family member or a cousin. Excuse me. I don't know whether it was a friend or a family member, but whoever that was, that rocked her. And
Yes.
the dad rocked her.
Yes, it did. I see that a lot on her page. She has it in the urine also, her ashes.
Right.
Yeah. And of course, she's grieving more of her damn lost dog than she is of missing posters of Kevin. Also, that bothers me.
Girl, that's not a dog.
cat.
That's a skinless cat.
That's her cat. Yeah, that's a skinless cat. That's a which I think it's a Sphinx cat. I think that's what they're called.
She lied about that too. She said that Kevin killed her cat.
Kevin killed that cat.
And Kevin did not kill the cat.
Oh, Lord have mercy. I didn't hear that. Oh, Jesus.
You know the weird part about that? When I sent her the Cash App, that's the picture for that Cash App is actually that cat. That's why I show her and I was like, ain't this y'all cat? And that's when she said all the, oh yeah, well that's irrelevant and stuff like that. And I'm just like, she must have peeped that and noticed like, yeah, that is my cat.
Wow.
So like, she couldn't say anything. But yep, that's a skinless cat. They were actually breeding them or something like that. That Simba told me. But she claims to have, yeah, she was breeding them, I'm thinking, but she claimed to have said that, well, she claimed that Kevin killed that cat. And come to find out the cat was never dead. Like, she's showing pictures of the cat and everything now. Like, she's doing videos with the cat and everything. So.
Yeah, she texted us saying that Kevin killed that cat.
Okay, yeah, you need a private investigator for sure. They gotta dig. Remember the guy that we talked a three-way?
Yes.
Oh man, I wish you could get him. The only thing is he is so expensive, man.
Yes.
He is very expensive. I did reach out to somebody else though. He hasn't said nothing, but he did put like a heart next to the thing. But I'm hoping he reaches out back. Now I knew him from him doing content on YouTube, but he is a private investigator.
Okay.
I'm gonna send you his thing also. But I'm also looking on Google and just looking out, private investigators. What I want to do tomorrow is I want to call the number that we got from the hotel, because remember when I said that I try to call and my phone don't get long distance, right?
Yes.
But yesterday I went to the phone store and I paid for me to get the long distance. So now I can get the long distance. So me and Katie is gonna call tomorrow and find out this whole thing about this church or rehab or whatever this place is. We're gonna get that done and try to get an investigator working with you, because we need a private investigator for sure.
Yes.
The cops, please. I'm gonna still call her and blow up her phone tomorrow as well. But I mean, we need a private investigator. That's the.
But it's a lot. It's a whole lot to unfold, and like really, like me and my aunt's been on this investigation since December, so she's really been on it. I'll be honest, like I kind of tapped into it a little bit later because I was trying to give my brother the benefit of the doubt, like maybe he did want to like not be bothered and stuff like that. But within that, I was reaching out to my sister, asking her like, have you talked to him, or has anybody reached out to you? And that's when I found out in March about the whole call that she said she received. But I never talked to Daisy until now. This is my first time ever talking to the girlfriend. And that's when she told me all that. Yeah. So it just...
See, and I find it weird that she never like came around too.
She didn't.
Right.
She never reached out to me either. That was another thing she said in the screenshot to Simba and the Indigo girl, because they have a group chat together. That's the stuff I sent Miss Jackson. She said that. She said Uno's a weirdo. I'm Uno. I'm his brother. She was telling them. She was like, Uno's a weirdo. He keeps trying to reach out to me, and he expects me to be on his time. And I was just so lost with that. Like, why are you perceiving me as a weirdo when I'm just asking about my brother? Like,
well, and she physically doesn't know you and hasn't been around. So how could she say anything? And I find it very odd that like anything that's like a very specific question or something that needs to be told in detail, it's avoided by the best friend, by her.
Yes.
I asked the best friend something. She ain't ever get back to me.
Yeah. I haven't heard from the best friend since that conversation I had with Indigo. That's the last time I talked to the best friend. Like, I haven't, like, I kind of, like, when we first started talking, it was a situation of you keep me updated, I keep you updated type of situation. And now it's more or less like, I kind of feel like she's just waiting for me to tell her updates now, so that's what kind of gives me the suspicion with her. Like, when y'all said it, like, I agree with y'all fully. And as things been going on, it's like, that's where I get the suspicion with the best friend. Cause it's just like, now you're kind of like waiting for me to give you information. And you got all the information because you know all these people. You've been talking to them. You've been talking to Indigo. So I'm confused. And she never mentioned Indigo either. So for that to be her friend, I find it weird that she never mentioned Indigo. And when I sent her the number, like, if you see her, you could tell, and I could tell that from a text message. She just got like, wow, like, how you know this number? Like, do you know, like, that's my best friend. And it's just like, wow, that kind of threw me off a little bit. And when I called her and I told her, like, yo, I've been had this number. Like, I already looked it up. I know who it is. She was like, yeah, because you did your research. And I told my wife, I said, to this day, that set with me. Like, she knows I'm looking into stuff. So it's like, for you to say something like that set with me. Like, oh, you're doing your research. What do you think I'm doing?
Right.
That's like, probably why they're making sure that they're sticking to the same story, but they're really not. And they're kind of like having a pact together with them because they're going to try and keep it as quiet as possible and hush hush and take the heat off of them.
Because he could have been right still in that town where he lived at.
In San Diego, yes.
Diego. That's what I'm thinking.
And that's why I think that this whole Mexico thing ordeal came about, because I find it very odd.
Mm-hmm. That was just to throw it off. That was
And I feel the same way, Ms. Jackson. I feel like the Mexico thing is a very big throw off, and that's why I asked the girlfriend first. Like, that's probably the first question I asked her when she started telling me everything. I said, yo, what would make him want to go to Mexico, though? Like, I'm just so lost on why you're saying, oh, he might have went back to Mexico. He's not here. I've looked everywhere for him, and I just feel like he's in Mexico. And I just asked her, like, what would make him go to Mexico? But if you're feeding this story, then it makes sense that you're going to keep feeding the same story, like Mexico. Because, it ain't much we could do with Mexico. It's easier to find him in the States than trying to find him in Mexico. I definitely see where she might be trying to lead and throw us off. I definitely get
that's the thing. And I guess my thing is if like he went to Mexico with other people, like, in the Navy and stuff like that, like, because they would go over there and party, like, they would have seen something. Somebody would have eventually said something. So I just feel like it's just thrown out there to get the attention off of where it needs to be.
Yes.
So what's oddly weird is,
I think she was about to touch on his friends have been contacting my aunt.
his friends?
Yes, his Navy friends, they have been contacting my aunt, and they're saying all the same things, like, this is weird, we don't, so, like Katie just said, if he went out there with his friends to go party and stuff like that, I would think that if he was missing right now, and he was in Mexico, he would probably reach out to these same people, so.
Or if they go over there regularly, they would have eventually spoke up and said something. They would have
Yeah.
overheard something. So it's like, it's not adding up.
Yes.
No. I was gonna ask that next. Have anybody in the Navy contacted y'all? Because he was the highest rank over there. Like, are they even searching? Are they
Yes.
helping?
Yes. My auntie could contest to that. If she auntie, you still on here? They were
I
asking
am.
about
Can
his
y'all hear
friend.
me?
Yeah, I can
Can
hear
y'all
you.
hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, they were
Okay,
asking
because I
about
was
his
trying to
baby.
tell y'all something.
It went pause again. It's probably her connection.
Yeah,
Can y'all hear me now?
Yeah, we
Okay.
can hear
You
Okay, I
good.
don't.
Oh, the devil
you.
trying to stop her from telling the truth. Ooh, child.
Can y'all hear me? I don't know what's going on.
It
That's
keep
the
going
devil
in and
trying to
out.
stop. That's what that is. That's the devil trying to stop the live.
I know, right? Should I come out and come back in?
No, we can hear you good now. Oh, you know what? Yeah, come back out and come back in.
Yeah. As soon as you said that, hers went out.
Right?
Yeah.
All right, wait. Okay. Is she good? Let me see. Say something. Yeah, go back on, come back in.
He kept freezing for some reason. I don't know if she got a call and it messed it all up or what.
Probably. Let me look down here so I can put her back up. Hey, BJ. Hey, Raquel. Don't mind me. I say names all fucked up. Okay, there she go. Okay, guys.
Okay, there she goes.
There you go.
So
It's good. Hey, Misha. Thank you for liking the live.
That's another one of my sisters right there too.
Oh, it is. Thank you. I'm so sorry what you're going through. We're gonna get you up here another time when we come probably YouTube or I don't know, but TikTok is all right though, right?
Yeah, I like TikTok. I definitely
Right, yeah. But I
I
do
need to do it on YouTube too one time though.
Yeah. Well, actually, when I'm done with this, I'll do it tomorrow because I gotta get up early. I told you I got that appointment with hubby tomorrow. But what I'm gonna do tomorrow is I'm gonna hook this up to my laptop, download it to YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, and then put the shorts also on TikTok.
And I'ma just steal everything from you because I'ma repost everything. I've been reposting. I've been taking all your stuff, reposting it.
Yeah.
Jasmine.
So what I also want to tell y'all is try to go live, right? Even if you can't go live a lot, because I know y'all work, record yourself, put the camera on, and just record yourself telling a little bit about what's going on.
Yes, ma'am.
And put it out there as much as you can. You have to record. You got to go live. You have to. I mean, because it's got to be out there. I mean,
Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
finding something very fishy with this.
really important.
And the girlfriend, we got to get you a private investigator. This has to. Oh man, it has to.
Hey guys, can I tell y'all this right quick?
Yes, go ahead. You
We're
good?
waiting on you. Go ahead.
Right? Oh wow.
There you go.
Oh wow.
Wow, yeah, her phone, yeah. Like you said, it's the devil. The devil don't, whatever she needs to be said, it's right.
Right. Ain't that crazy?
That's very
Jasmine,
weird.
you need to post this on Clubhouse.
Clubhouse too. That's a big platform as well.
Yes, I'm gonna download Clubhouse. Actually, I'm gonna do everything tomorrow because tonight I'm supposed to get up early tomorrow to take hubby to the doctor. But tomorrow I'm downloading Clubhouse.
Yes, ma'am.
Kamisha, hi. She says that's my daughter, but I'm here too. That's your family.
Okay. Yeah, that was my niece, and I thought that was actually her mom.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah,
Yes.
we can hear you.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on, but every time I click out this live, it takes my voice away. But on April 12th, she texts my niece, which is Kevin's sister, and she meaning Daisy, and she said update with a question mark. I don't know whether my niece texted her first and said any updates, but Daisy, what I can see is Daisy texted her and said updates, and she says
We was this close. Oh, y'all both here. Kamisha and Misha is here.
Yeah, that's my sister and her daughter.
We're gonna get y'all up here next time, okay?
I think it's because she's going between apps trying to read the message.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
And that's probably furthermore into the screenshot I was telling you guys about with my okay, yeah, she just sent it to me too. It's probably the screenshot from
Oh, yeah, it is that. You're right, Katie, because he just got off too, so.
Hello?
Yes, we hear you.
Okay, yeah. So it's her trying to switch to read the message and stuff because I can see it. I can see what's going on too.
You're welcome, Kamisha. Anything I could do to help, we're gonna get you a private. We gotta get you a private investigator. We have to. Okay, there she go.
I'm sorry, y'all. It is the switching back and forth.
It's okay. You go.
The same thing happened to Daquan when he.
Yeah. It's okay.
And that is what she's speaking on too, Ms. Jackson. I think I sent you those screenshots as well, with her texting my sister and asking her about updates. Because one thing I think I told you about, she had said something about the rehab. She had talked to me in March and April, and the thing she said first, her first thing was she said, "Yeah, Kev said that he don't want to be bothered and he just want to live his life and stuff like that." And then her last sentence was, he asked, "Did anybody come looking for him?"
Yes.
Remember I told you about that? Yes, and that's what she's talking about. That's what my aunt's referring to right now, because I found that very weird. Like, if he doesn't want to be bothered, why would he ask you, did anybody come looking for him? It's kind of like you were asking.
You want to know, right?
Yeah. Like, it's kind of like you're asking yourself, is anybody looking for him?
That's what she want to know. Who's out there looking for him? If anybody searching for him yet? Oh,
Yep.
yeah, baby. We need a private investigator on her ass.
Yes, we do.
I'm just going to say allegedly. Typically, parties that are involved in situations like this, they end up tattling on themselves by how they use their wording and state things.
Yeah.
And I think she's already done that very vividly.
Very, very vividly. Very. That's the perfect word for that. Vividly, she's always asking questions, and then within her words, I definitely look into them. I'm like, why would she ask a question like that? And it just gives me more and more of a reason to think like you're trying to cover yourself. So you asking questions to cover yourself. Just like the whole, why is everybody coming to look now? The only reason why you're worried about everybody looking right now is because you thought you were good. You thought you were getting off, and now that we're putting the clamps on you, now you're starting to show your true colors. And that's what I'm getting from her.
Absolutely.
Okay, and she's back.
Sorry about that, guys.
It's okay.
I'm trying to figure out how to let y'all see these messages, because these messages is crazy. Like, the things she's saying in the message don't make sense.
I think that's the same one he was just telling us about.
Yes, it don't make sense. It's very scary what she's actually writing.
Yes. And that's really what you were just saying, Katie. Like, the words people give away, they don't pay attention to what they're saying. They just talking. And she tries to be so smart that I be wondering, like, for you to be trying to portray like you're such a smart person, like the things that you say, you're not really paying attention to what you're saying here. Like, I don't know.
I'm still here.
Okay.
I think he got a phone call. That's why it paused his live. But I just sent the messages to another phone so I could read them directly to y'all. So y'all can see what these messages say. I'm telling you, it sounds weird. Let me see the phone for 2 seconds.
Do you guys have like a GoFundMe up yet for him or no?
No, we don't.
She get that.
No, we don't have a GoFundMe up because we didn't want to seem like we was begging. But to be honest with you, it is a financial constraint to help go all the way out to San Diego, stay for an undisclosed amount of days. You know, not knowing nobody out there, not knowing where you would stay. So you would have to pay the full expense of being out there, and I don't think that anybody has the ability to do so.
Yeah, I think that.
Yeah, and you guys need the help with getting a private investigator for sure to tackle this down.
So the message says, got a call from him. And my niece said, what happened? She said, nothing really. He said to not worry. He's doing what's best for him and asked me if y'all came to find him. My niece said, that's all? And yeah, we did with no direction. I don't get any of this at all. It's ridiculous at this point. That's my niece. Daisy says, yeah, he's in some facility in Mexico for rehab. He said, but he's only allowed a 5-minute call. She said, what's the name of the facility? She said, your aunt has all the information. It's the same and only place that he was in Mexico when she said he was found. He said he never left. I'm not in Cali no more, so I'm not able to check on him, but y'all should. He needs to know others care than just me. None of that makes sense.
I heard that message before. Yeah, he told me that. We definitely should put a cash, start going on the GoFundMe. So you can get the funds to go out there. Start doing a, how do you call that, Kate? I think you were saying that too. To go look for him, to go put flyers and stuff like that out there for him.
Yes.
He lives at.
Yeah, but even to go put flyers, a lot of times you're not allowed to put them up anymore or put them out there. So it's like you really have to push on social media and do a GoFundMe to get the help that you need, because they'll tear them down or say those aren't allowed to be posted here, this or that. And it's just like, how are you supposed to get any help besides people helping push your story out or helping the family? It's just crazy. It's like nobody wants to be any help at this in today's world.
He definitely needs media coverage for sure out there.
Yes.
Definitely.
For sure. Yeah.
You need to message that lady that was on your clapper, because she is on the news, and see if she can help.
I did message her this morning when I got up.
Okay.
And I was talking to my aunt about that earlier. Like I've reached out to the blogs in my city, like Katie, because the thing Katie had gave me the advice about, I reached out to the blogs. My cousin, my cousin that lives here, he's actually a publisher and a writer for the newspaper here in Fayetteville. So I talked to him and I told him, like, bro, I want to do a story on my brother. Like, so I've been trying to tap into my city, because this is actually where Kevin's from. So I'm just tapping into everything here as well. Me and my aunt were talking about that earlier. Like,
that's good.
We're pouring it everywhere, from TikTok to the streets to Instagram to Facebook, social media. We're trying to touch every basis, but the GoFundMe would definitely help. It's very essential, like, because it's like, financially, we're all not in the right place to just be going here and sending out flyers and doing this and doing that. And we actually do need the help financially. Definitely with a private investigator.
And that's true what Katie said about the flyer thing, because I've been out putting flyers on, like, when I went to ShopRite, they was like, oh, no, you can't just come and put flyers in here. It's the information. They won't, like, I'm like, what?
Yes, no, they do that. Because I run a clothing line, so I've tried to do that before, like put flyers or let people know I got new drops coming out, and they'll take my flyers down and they'll tell me, like, oh, you can't put flyers right here. You got to put them inside the business. And it's like, you're right. And this is a missing person, so you would think they would be more reluctant to go with it. But people don't be trying to help. They don't be trying to help.
My husband took it to work, and he was like, babe, they said I couldn't put it up there. I was like, what?
Yeah.
So a lot of times, I think what Katie said was our best option. Even if we don't get any money, we'll definitely get attraction. because people are attracted to a story. So even
Yes.
if they go to the GoFundMe and they click on the link, if we all put it in our bio and they click on the link, if they don't give us $1, that's fine and dandy, cool and well. We're gonna find a way to get there.
Yes.
They don't donate. It's getting his name out there, his face
Right.
out there.
Right.
You know, and then if they share it, they share it. That's great.
Yeah, I agree. Social media is definitely the way to put it out there. For sure. For sure, for sure.
Yes, definitely. Social media is it. It is. Yeah.
Pushing it out there. Like I was telling him, even putting recording his story, putting out there social media, going live sometimes, and just, telling it, putting it out there. You know what I mean? It's very important. You got to get out there.
I was planning on, after I did this live, this was my, I think I told my aunt about this earlier, like, as I did this live, like, tomorrow, I'm going to, like, go do what I need to do as far as, like, the footwork, but I was going to do a live on my own page and just exposing all my people, because I have a big base, like, because I do clothes and when I used to do music, so it's like a lot of people already have been hitting me up because they see the story, they see me posting every day, so they've been just asking, like, how can I help, how can I help? So tomorrow I was just going to go live and talk about it and really let them know, like, share it, repost, like, just give them a direct direction. You know what I'm saying? Just give them a real good direction, like what I need y'all to do. Because everybody's been hitting me up constantly, like, bro, how can I help? What can I do? And it's like, I just directly tell them, like you said, going live, letting them know, like, I'm looking for my brother. He's in San Diego. You got any friends out in San Diego? Reach out to him. Send his picture out, so.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm definitely doing that tomorrow as well on my Facebook because like I said, like it's a big platform on Facebook for what I do.
And I will support you and join. I will go in the comments and share it, and you know what I mean.
Yes, ma'am. And if you can hop on there, if you're free, I definitely want you to hop on there too. If Katie's free, if my aunt's free, if anybody's that can get on. I think you only bring like 4 people on Facebook, but whoever, like I just want everybody in tune, and I just want to show everybody like what's going on because everybody's just trying to figure out what it is. And like you said, everybody loves the story, so they definitely want to know what the story is.
Absolutely. And then if we get any attraction of like people that have like husbands that are truckers or know of truckers, they can get the flyer off of Jasmine's page, or we can tell them wherever to get it from, and they can share it out and get it all out there because they do a lot of traveling. So
a lot of traveling. They touch states that we may not be able to touch through social media because we don't have fan base in those places. Not even just states, towns, cities. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
People know people, and that's what when I posted it, I begged for people to repost it because, it takes 2 seconds to do that, and you don't even know your repost might make a world of a difference. We are not negative. We are not naive to the fact that anything could be possible, right? He could be alive and not wanting to be bothered. He could be dead and nobody not know about it. He could have been on a missing persons. He could be in the ME's office unidentified.
Right.
You know what I mean? There could be so many different things, but all we ask is that the people repost it. Like, we don't gain nothing and y'all don't lose nothing by reposting it. We gain a possible lead to find out about where our family member is at. My sister gone. He ain't got no mama here to look for him, to check for him. We need the world to be his mama right now. Because if it was your kid, you will want that. You will want everybody to repost it, share it.
That's right.
Talk about it. Say that name. Make sure that name is important. We human. We God's people. And if we God's people, then we need to look out for each other.
That's right.
Always.
He just said, I hope Kev sees his face somewhere and reaches out. Yeah.
He don't look the same because from the last pictures that we saw, we posting these pictures that's glorified. But I got to be real. I can't be on this post and not be honest. He don't look like that.
Okay.
He looks totally different.
Update that flyer and have another picture with that one.
The picture that she sent us is not clear. Daisy is the one who sent us the picture. And it's not clear. And we all looking like, is that really Smoke? That's what the family call him. Is that really Smoke? And we looking like, yeah, he got the neck tattoo like Smoke. That's Smoke. He looked like
really very well filtered it and edited it.
She could have. She definitely could have and been playing on our emotions. That's the scary part, is that we don't know. And this
Yeah,
girl, like, nobody's even got in contact with her family. I want to know her people. I want to know where she's from. Let her mother step forward. Speak on
Oh,
her
I
character.
actually did do that. I was telling Auntie Denise that the other day. I went over to her grandma's house where he grew up at. Like, and I talked to her. Yes, I actually, because I found it on that site I was talking about earlier. And I went over there and I switched. Her grandpa is real good friends with my aunt because my aunt used to live in that same neighborhood.
Got you.
So I talked to the grandma. She was like, "Oh no, we haven't seen her. When she came here, she didn't come see us. She wanted to go see her godmom." So I was just wondering, like, you know anything of her? And she was like, "No, like we haven't seen her. That's all. Like that's all I can really tell you. I don't know. I know she lived in California, and I told her about my brother, and I told her he's been missing. So, you know, I don't know. But then again, like y'all said earlier, her whole appearance changed. So
They don't know this person, but
Yeah,
I want to know
exactly.
what type of person was she before she transitioned to this person. Because that person might have not been a good person and showed signs of not being a good person.
Right.
Only her family would know that.
North Carolina, right? And it says.
She's from Fayetteville.
Yeah, she's from Fayetteville, North Carolina.
Yeah, user. Yes, she is.
And the person name is User. They don't even have a real name. He knows his own face, though.
I was about to say that.
What you mean?
We all
knows?
must be on the same page because I was looking at that user too, and I'm just like, wow, is this person trying to get info or see what we're doing?
No, this person is trying to send us.
On it.
Look how crazy it is, though. Because I said that we need to get his face. I said, I hope Kev sees his face somewhere and reaches out. I hope Kev sees his face somewhere and reaches out.
Call him Kev.
No, you're missing the point of what I'm saying. Why would the person refer to him like they know him? I hope Kev sees his face somewhere. Now I hope somebody sees Kev's face, recognize that's Kev. He knows his own face, though. Oh, they still writing. Oh, okay, that's family. That's my niece.
Okay, because we were all on the same page, Katora.
Katora, he was about to go down.
That profile, I was like, oh, I will be looking into this.
Yeah. I swear, as soon as I got off the stage, I was about to say the same thing.
I'm like, only a place that knows you would be like Kev instead of Kevin, his real name, like, you know. And then she
He's named after her dad, so she, of course, can make that statement and get away with it. I mean, if he's somewhere laying low,
my bad, y'all, don't dump me.
If he's somewhere laying low, okay, yeah, that would make sense. You know, he would see his face and be like, damn, people worried about me. I got the world looking for me. What the hell? Let me check in.
Yeah.
If he's in his right state of mind. But if somebody else happens to see him, they're not going to recognize him because he don't look like that picture. His smile is the same. That's it.
And that's why when I sent us. Yeah, and from the picture, because I got that picture as well. But it's like my aunt said, it's so blurry that I didn't want to send it to you because it's like you can't even show that picture to nobody and be like, well, this is him, because they're gonna be like, damn, I can't really even see this guy, you know. So I just figured, okay, let me give the picture that best shows his features, you know. So
I didn't post the picture because I'm gonna be honest with you. When you run with the narrative of a drug user, people don't want to help. They don't. And I don't know him to be a drug user. I don't know him to be a drug user. I have to go with the narrative that I knew, because when I seen him in April 5th, I seen him. When I seen him, he didn't look like that. And he wasn't a drug user. So I can't go with a story that this girl is telling because I don't even know if her story is the truth.
Yeah.
And then I mess around and say, oh, he's a drug user and don't get the help that we looking for. And now he done fell by the wayside.
Yep, you're absolutely right.
Even if he is a drug user, even drug users need somebody. Even they need family. Even they need love. Even they need somebody to look out for them. They falling on hard times.
Whether he's a user or not, it doesn't matter. He's missing and he needs to be found.
That's what the problem is.
We were talking about this, me and your brother. It was like, man, it don't matter if he was a drug user, if he was a gang, if he was gay, if he was, it don't matter who they. I tell every family member this. It don't matter. They listen.
Yes.
Right. You know, but when
Or
you say that, we are so conditioned as a society to frown upon certain, certain trials and tribulations that people may be
yes,
facing. So you got to be mindful of what you say, because what you say may hurt you or hurt, what you're trying to do.
yeah. And that's really sad that people see it like that. You know what I mean? It really, really is. You
I
know.
just want the world to know it's not that the family is in denial. We understand the military is not easy. Coming in, the things that they experience, they go through a lot after they come out of that. Sometimes they go in a regular person and they don't come out the person we once knew. We get that part too. However, he was just with us. How did he go from being regular, not yearning to be on any type of drug? I mean, something like glass, that's highly addictive. Something like heroin. The first time, you are now an addict because your body is yearning for that drug. So
That's
we don't
right.
know that person. They could have gave that to him in his weed if he smokes.
Yes.
We don't know.
You could have
Some of it
laced
come in
it.
liquid form. They could have laced it. We don't know what's going on. We just want answers. We want to know he alive. We want to know he well. If he getting high, we don't even care. We gonna love him
Right.
regardless. Like
Right.
we
And we
care if
want to
he
help
getting
him.
high, of course,
We
but
just
we
want
gonna
to
help
know if
him.
he's safe. Right. If he
Yeah,
well.
that's it.
Right.
We just
Where
want to
is
make
he?
sure.
Right.
We
That's
definitely
the
want to
main
make
thing.
sure. And we're that's why we're reaching out to everybody. And like
Right.
my aunt saying, like, even if I showed you his Facebook, if you go back and you look at his pictures, these were literally months, not even years. Like this is months, 2 months before he went back to California, and he's healthy. He looks good. He
I was
dressed
looking at
nice.
it yesterday.
Yeah, he's dressed nice. He looks, like, so it's just like
Presentable and clean.
very presentable, and that's the type of guy he is. He's a clean guy. Like I've done brung him around so many people, and even women see him and they like, oh, your brother is nice looking. Like who is that? And
Very handsome.
so yeah, so it blows my mind when she comes back with all this. Oh, he looks bad and he's doing all this because it's like Kevin wasn't like this. So this all happened within a span of the time he went back to California till December. So
Right.
it's just that's where everything gets weird at. And it also goes back to me thinking like, why are you trying to push this drug using narrative? Like,
That's my point.
yes,
That picture, that video, the video that's inside of my post on my page where he's in the car, that was in between April and July. He don't look like no drug user.
at all.
So
I
sorry.
thank y'all ladies.
Yeah. I'm
Yes,
sorry that y'all going through this. I really am. And I pray and hope that if he, let me ask you a question. What would you like to say to Kevin right now?
We love you. Come home. We miss you. Whatever it is, we gonna handle it. We gonna handle it together as a family. We got you. We don't look at you no differently. You want help, you got it. It's right here. I mean that shit from my core. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to curse.
No, you're good.
You kind of stuck me real quick when you was like, what would you say to him?
Yeah.
and that's really it's the same with me. I just want him to know like we love you, bro. Like we just want you, like if you are going through anything, we got your back. We always have. It ain't like it's nothing new. So I just want him to know, like, bro, like we love you, bro. We here. You got a family. You got people who love you. Like, you know that because we gonna always come. We coming 10 toes behind you every time. Just like we're doing right now. Like, even with you, like, just to touch on what you're saying about this. Just to touch on from earlier when you said he definitely reach back out when he does go missing. He did. He went missing one time down here in Charlotte. And when I started doing all this that I'm doing right now, he was found
He
within
popped
like
out.
a couple
Hours.
hours. Couple hours. He just came out of nowhere, like on Instagram Live, and he like walking down the street. So everybody
Showing
like,
his feet. Like, I'm good,
yeah,
y'all.
showing his
I'm
shoes.
okay. Like,
Yeah, it's
this
showing
has
his
been going on
shoes.
too long. He wouldn't have did
Yeah,
this long. He
yeah.
knows. He knows. Like,
He
I'm not
knows we
trying to be
love him.
funny. He just wouldn't do that to me this long. He wouldn't. He know that. He know that I could not deal with that this long. Like, not this long. Not this
No.
long. Like, not this. This is too long.
Like you said, it's going
So
on a year.
Right.
if she
Almost.
did something to him, you know, God got the final say. You know, we don't have the final say. Her day is gonna come. If
That's
she
right.
didn't
Yes.
do anything to him and is just portrayed that way because she's afraid and she knows what happened to him, she needs to speak up.
Right.
You do.
If he
And
OD'd or anything, let us know what happened. Like, let us know so we can go
yep,
get his body.
and I just noticed something too, and they're saying it in the comments. I did notice that a Daisy03 did join. I don't know if that's her, but that's just weird. And I noticed that. So she
It's
could be
very weird,
watching.
but I clicked on the profile. It wasn't her.
Okay, okay. So
I
I'm looking
checked
at
as soon as I seen it come in. I was like,
Your mom
Yeah.
too.
Yeah,
I mean,
and
for
I was
anything,
like,
even if she is here listening, listen, sis, listen.
yeah, I was just about to
Understand
say
that
I
we
want
love
you
this
to hear
nigga. No
her.
matter what he told you, no matter what you thought, we love him. We not asking for nothing from you. All we asking for is the truth of what happened. If you know what happened, speak up. If
Please
you
speak
don't
up.
know what happened and you have an inkling of what happened, help out.
Help
Like,
out,
if you
please.
ever loved him, come forward. Come
Please.
forward. He may not be the person he was the day you got with him. He might be somebody totally different. But he's still somebody's family. Somebody loves him. Even if you don't know more, somebody still loves him.
It's true. And
And
that's
it's
all I've
okay
been
if you
trying to reach out to her and
don't.
tell her. That's all I've been trying to tell this girl. Like, I don't care. Like, I'm not trying to harass you. I'm not trying to do anything. I just really want to know where my brother is. And if you can help me do that, just help me. That's all I need you to do is help me. Because you're the last person to talk to him or know. You know more about him being with him in the last couple of days than I do. You know, you were right there directly. So,
exactly. And
I want her
it's
to
whoever knows something just needs to come forward and speak up.
Please.
Right. That's all we asking. Speak up.
Even
Hold your
if they
chest and speak up.
physically weren't there and they've been told something, speak up and let the family know.
Misha said, all we want is him home safe.
Yes. That's
That's
it.
all we want. We not asking for much. We not asking for much. Like, we don't even want no answers from you. If we get him back and he's in worse condition than he was when he left, we're gonna help him nurse him back to health. Like, nurse him back to the right place where he need to be. Help him get his mind together. Help him get. He lost his place. Okay,
He
we're gonna
got
help him
family.
get somewhere to stay. He got somewhere to live. Like,
Yes.
whatever, we got him. It's enough of us. We got him, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Since you had him for 4 years, you didn't know what to do with him. You let him go. Okay, fine. Send him back. Return the sender.
That's right. Woo.
Yeah.
That's right.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to take over y'all live. I got a little emotional. I'm gonna mute
Wow,
myself.
you
No,
good.
you're fine.
You
Yo, she got me. She
That's
got me
what
real
that's what
hot.
they need to hear. They need to hear emotions. They need to understand. They need to understand that. They need to know that he does have family who truly love him, genuinely. You know?
That's right.
Like, so you're right. You all right, auntie. You cool. Like,
Yes. Sweet. That's right. Good.
His mother died in
yeah, like,
2010. He said one thing to me. He said, Auntie, I'm gonna be everything I told my mom I'm gonna be. Only thing he said he was gonna be a brain surgeon, and he just went to the Navy. And I was like, what happened to you being a brain surgeon? Why you gotta leave? You know, because I always used to think if he leave, he was never gonna come back. And look now, because he left from New York. He went to the Navy from New York. You know, from with me. So for me, it's like you left and you ain't come back. You said you was coming back. I'm not in New York no more. I'm closer. Come back. If you listening and you can hear us, just know we love you, Smoke. That's it. I don't really know what else to say.
we definitely love you, bro. Like, we love you, bro. Like, we here, bro. You know that. Like, you know who on the phone, you know who on this live, so you know who we are, and you know how much we love you, and you know how much we've been there through your deepest, darkest things. Like, you know that, bro. So definitely, if you out there somewhere and you see this, you see a flyer, somebody reach out to you and say, bro, you all over the internet, whatever. Reach out, bro. Reach out. Just let us know you good, bro. Like, just let us know you good. And if anybody got anything that they did malicious to you, just reach out, man.
Mm-hmm.
And that's to even the people. If you know anything about anything, reach out. Please reach out. Please.
Please share this flyer, everybody. Please share this video. I'm going to download it tomorrow as soon as I get back home from the doctor. I'm downloading it to every platform there is, YouTube, Facebook. I'm going to send it to the family. They can put it all over their social media as well. It's going to be in his group. Also, there is a group for Kevin. So please, 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 please go join that group. Please go support. Go share it. It's fine, Kevin, right? It's fine, Kevin Billings.
Yes,
Yes.
find Kevin
Fine,
Billings is the
Kevin
group. Yes.
Billings. That's right. Go join
Hashtag
it.
find Kev.
Yes.
Hashtag find Kev.
Go support it. Share as many. If you gonna, I'm seeing it everywhere. People are sharing it. I see that. It's also
Yes.
in other people's groups as well.
Yes, I noticed that. I definitely
Yes.
noticed that.
Man, I put that on Vanished and Missing. I put it
Yes.
on everything. I'm gonna
You
start
women,
back
right?
to the
You three
basics.
women. Let me say all three of you women have been like very helping in so many ways. And down like my aunt definitely, especially Miss Jack and Katie, like you guys have definitely been like, boy, like helping me so much with this situation. Cause I've lost a brother already. I've already lost one of my brothers, and I just I don't know what to do right now. But I know that you guys are keeping me strong, talking to you guys every day. You guys hitting me with new info, everything. Like it's like
We got you.
it's so much help and it shows so much love and it shows so much passion that y'all have for finding my brother. Like I really appreciate it. Though. I very much appreciate it, for real. Like
You're welcome. And it's
You're
not gonna
welcome.
stop.
Yeah, we won't stop.
Right.
You know I wouldn't have it no other way. That's my boy. Let me tell y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all a quick story real quick. So one day I showed him a baby picture of him and my sister. Me and my sister used to lie to him and tell him that I had him and gave him to her. And he got a picture of himself and her as a baby, and he was like, "Well, if you had me, then why she in the picture? I'm with my mama. Got a baby picture with my mama." He said, "Come on, auntie, tell me the truth. You really my mama?" Like that boy called me mom. He called me mom. That's my son.
Oh
My
wow.
my sister told me, she always used to tell me, Smoke was a New Yorker. He tell you in a heartbeat. He from New York. He was never from New York. He was from Fayetteville, North Carolina. But in his mind, he was a New Yorker. And when he turned 18, he came to New York. He lived with Daquan. He lived with Misha. That's why we all on this live. You see the people who up here.
that's
Katora, one of his closest family members, one of his closest cousins. You know,
New York.
you got everybody. We looking for you, Smoke. We here.
That's
I will
right.
say his family rides for him. That has been proven in this life.
That's right. You got it. Man, listen. This is a powerful family.
Thank
God
you.
Ohana. It's Ohana. I've been on
That's the
nobody
mantra.
gets left behind. Nobody.
That's what's
We're
up.
not perfect, you know, because we like every black family. We go through our problems. But when it comes to stepping for somebody, we stepping, and this is how we stepping. And I'm gonna step for you forever, Kevin. So unless you plan on making me upset, you might want to show up.
You hear that, Kevin?
Honestly.
So, everyone,
Thank you
anything else
guys.
I want to say before we end the live?
No, ma'am. I just want to say thank you to you and to Miss Katie. You guys are phenomenal. You go above and beyond. You're doing God's work, and we appreciate that. At the end of the day, you know, the Most High only asks for us to do what He would want us to do, and y'all are moving on your own accord, effortlessly to tirelessly, because it's 9 o'clock in the evening, East Coast time, to help us, and we appreciate that.
Yes.
We
Well,
got
welcome,
you.
and we appreciate you guys being honest with us and letting us be a part and helping you guys as much as we possibly can.
Yeah.
Thank you.
definitely appreciate you allowing us in your life because it's not easy allowing somebody on the outskirts in your life to help because you got to be real,
Transparent.
careful. Exactly.
You
You
got
know
to
what
be
I mean?
transparent.
Yeah.
But
Not
before we
everybody
leave,
is here for the right reasons.
yes, before we leave though, I want everybody to know how I came across Miss Jackson, and that's how I know this was God. When I came across Miss Jackson, I was looking her up because the Arctic Fox is the guy who posted a story about my brother. I seen
Right.
that Miss Jackson did a live with him. So, like as we saying, social media is the biggest platform. So I reached out to Miss Jackson. She just so happened to have an 845 number, which is where I'm
Wow.
originally from. I'm
The dirty
originally from
bird.
Newburgh, New York. So when I seen that, I said, "Yo, this is my mom right here. Like this is God." Like, and she contacted me instantly. And even when she contacted me instantly, the guy who would not reach out to me, once Miss Jackson talked to him, he reached out to me so quick. It was like, wow, that must be his mom. Like he
Wow.
didn't hesitate. And then she put me in touch with Katie, and Katie just was like opening up so many doors. It was like, wow, like they're really in tune with what's going on, and I love that. I really appreciate that so much. Like,
Right.
and it was
Yes.
definitely God because I was just like, wow, like this lady has an 845 number. But
Yeah, that was
just
funny.
to
I was like,
spread the
yeah, I used
truth.
to live out there. I'm not too far from out there. I lived out there for years. I'm originally from Brooklyn,
Okay.
but I lived out there in the Berg for so many years, and then I moved
Wow.
like 20 minutes away, from somewhere. We're nice, and I'm in a nicer place now, nicer
Yeah,
area.
yeah, because Newburgh is
But
not a nice place. I understand.
yeah, when we
It's
talked
not a
about
nice
it, I was
place, but
like,
it's home to many.
Yeah, it's
yeah.
it's home to a lot. Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I lived out there for years, but I'm more like 20 minutes away now from there. But yep, we
Yes, that
reached
was
out.
God. That was
At
God. That
first,
was
when you
definitely
reached out to me, though, I wasn't sure. I was like, because it was my Let me tell you a funny thing too. It's still weird. The WhatsApp, right? I was
yes.
about to shut that down, and I had forgot because I don't do WhatsApp, and I had only did WhatsApp because one of the cases I was working with, her daughter ran away,
Yes.
and the only reason we could find her was a WhatsApp, right? So the mother was like, "Well, can you download me WhatsApp, and maybe I could find my daughter?" Because first it was a missing person thing, but then I found out she ran away with this boy and this and that. So that's how I found the little girl on WhatsApp. So after
Wow.
I found her and everything, and I said, "Okay, well, she's with the boy, whatever." I was gonna shut down the WhatsApp, but look, I didn't shut it down. Thank God.
Thank God. Thank
Wait,
God.
but
'Cause
let
that's
me
how
tell
I
you,
found you.
let me
That's
tell
how I
you, you can
found you.
reach that church, that rehab through WhatsApp. Don't call on your phone. Their number is a WhatsApp number. I'm gonna send it to my nephew so he can send it to you because they have a WhatsApp number.
Oh, okay. Because the number I got is the number he gave me.
Yeah, that's the number I called too. And see, my aunt know more about the rehab because she was actually in contact with them as well. So
All right. So send him the number and then give it to me then.
What
I
you
got
can
you. I'll
do,
actually send you. I'll send my aunt your number so y'all can keep in
There you
contact
go.
as well.
Yes,
right?
there you
What y'all
go.
could do, what you can do is get somebody who is fluent in Spanish and have them reach out to them. So that way, and then while they're reaching out, what you can have is like a voice, your phone on voice notes. So you're recording both sides of the conversation because you don't speak Spanish. Somebody you can trust
My
can then
fiance.
translate that conversation back to you.
My fiance is Puerto Rican.
Oh, perfect. So that's somebody you can trust. So
Yes.
now the reason why I told you to
Like a white
record
boy, but
it,
he's Puerto
the
Rican.
reason why I told you to record it is because in that moment, it's things that could be missed, right? So it's things that maybe he don't catch, and because you don't speak the language, of course you're not going to catch it. But if y'all play it back after y'all get off the phone when emotions are not high, then you got a chance to read in between the lines of what was said and what wasn't said.
Right.
Well, that
Just
and
like
sometimes they slip up. And the only reason I'm
Right.
saying that is because in other cases, when you start reaching out to other parties that were apart, they'll start to say something and then backtrack.
Right.
Yes. Yes.
They stutter
yeah.
step.
Just like when I called the detective on this case, I haven't recorded it. But it was a voicemail. She didn't pick up, but I was ready to, you know what I mean? I'm
Yeah.
starting to learn record everything now because you have to.
Record her too and ask her, how long have you had this case? And if she's the same detective from December, because it was a woman. So if she's the same detective from December, okay, have you had any leads? Has he had police contact since then? They need to feel like somebody other than the family is reaching out, because if they get that inkling, they be like, wait, somebody on our tail. Wait a minute, this might go public. San Diego PD is going to be on the chopping block, just like that place where that boy was. Henderson County Police is on the chopping
It's in
block for
North
that young
Carolina.
man
Yes.
that was hung.
I saw about that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's right here in my state. So yeah. And that's going all over the internet. Well, so yeah.
It was the same number that you gave me. I thought it was a guy detective for some reason, but when I called, it said it was a female. So I was like, "Oh, okay, this is a female detective," but it's the same number that you gave me.
Then that's
Yeah,
the lady.
that's her. That's the female detective, and I think she was on the case, Auntie, because he did say that you put out a police report before. I don't know if she was the same detective on that case, but she did say that you put out the police report, and she said Daisy never put out one as far as December to January.
Daisy told me the same thing. She put out a police report, but then when I spoke to the police, when I spoke to the San Diego Police Department, they said it's never been a missing persons put out by her.
Yep, and they told me the same thing.
See, that's why I said you need to get any and all police reports from if you have his address from there, and then, if she didn't do the missing persons, we need, if you ask for all the police reports, that will show if she did or not. Just so you have a hard copy and we can move forward in that aspect.
So the girl Monique he had called the police, from what the HOA man said. He called the police on Monique, and the police has come out to that unit. So we'll be able to find out more about Monique if we could get access to the police reports, because Monique is listed on the police reports.
Absolutely. Yes. That's why I want to know the names of them and all that, which we can do that off of here. Because then we can pull more records and stuff, because they all need to be looked into.
Sure.
Tomorrow, when you guys get a chance, reach out to me, because I have a name for y'all, but I don't want to say it on this live.
Okay, for sure.
Daquan, you and I could connect this evening after we get off a live. But yeah.
Yes. And like I said, I have a bunch of names too, but like y'all saying, I don't want to really put that out right here. But I have a lot of names. I looked into all these people. They add up from what people are telling me, from what the people telling me, this is who this is. The people add up. Like Monique, I don't have a problem putting her name out because she's a big piece into all of this. So I just don't know who she is. I never talked to her. I never was able to get in touch with her. I just know that was the name given. When I
she is the squatter that took over his unit, that was putting him out of his unit and was not letting him stay in his unit. That's who Monique is.
And the detectives oh my God, these people making me so mad.
And they're telling me the detectives would know her name, but I when I tried to bring her up to the detective Friday, she kind of pushed me away, to ask me more about the girlfriend. And then that's when she told me I'm going to reach out to the girlfriend. So, because I say, it's supposed to be a squad.
I feel I don't know. This is just my perspective from what I'm hearing from you guys. I'm hoping this detective is taking this serious, but I feel like she's trying to cater into what you previously told her. She's doing these things and taking the steps, but she's really not. This is put on the back burner.
It is.
So I would try to request a new detective, to be honest.
Yep.
And the private investigator that me and Miss Jackson talked to, he was saying that stuff. He was like, you need to get up with somebody that's going to take your brother's case serious. Yep. He said, because San Diego is they're not caring. They deal with this all the time in Southern California. So you definitely need to try to reach out to the people that's going to care. He actually told me to do the warrant, I think it's called a what was it, Miss Jackson? It was a mental
For the
health warrant or something like that. He
yes,
told me about.
yes, for the
Yes.
mental
So
health
even
ward
that, like,
alert.
yes, alert. Yep. So all of that, like, I'm already like Monday is my day. Tomorrow is my day. I'm back at it. Like that's all I've been doing. I've
No,
been on
that's
it
good. I feel
every
like
chance I
tomorrow
get.
night maybe we can all link up and do this like on Facebook or something.
Sure.
Yes.
After we've done our thing and you've done your thing and see where we're at with things.
Yeah, that'd be good. That'd be
I
good.
think I'm gonna go to the VA
Yes.
here in North Carolina tomorrow too. I have some friends that work at the VA here, so I'm gonna reach out to them and see if there's anything that they could do or any way they could assist. If he has insurance, if he's been in the hospital, anything, the VA, because he has I'm assuming it's TRICARE. I'm not sure if that's what it is out there, but if he has that military insurance, they get notified if it's utilized.
Okay.
Exactly. And the VA, you have to stay on top of them or they will not like call back or anything.
And also, in order for him to keep his benefits, they need to know his last known address. And if his apartment has been boarded up since July, then where's his information going?
Absolutely.
That's right. Just like any of his mail or his stuff.
Yeah, like where's any of this stuff going?
His
Like-
checks. Where's his check
Okay.
going?
So another
That needs to be
Another
stopped.
thing
The
Daisy told me.
disability checks got to be stopped.
Yeah, because
Okay,
they
so
could come
another
back
thing
after
Daisy
you guys
told
to
me.
pay that back.
Yes.
Right, if he's not
and
alive.
this is another thing Daisy told me. Daisy told me that basically I don't know if she forwarded his mail to her new address or
Oh,
what.
yep.
But he implying that his cases are taken care of. He's not on probation anymore because he was on probation before for a situation that happened with her. So
Right.
she told me before she hung up the phone with me when I did talk to her, she said his probation is canceled and he doesn't have any warrants or anything. So in my head, I'm already thinking like, how would you know any of this? Because she said she has the mail. So the only way I could think of if she having her mail is if she forwards the mail to her new address.
She went online to United States Postal Service and she did a mail forward and she forwarded his mail to her address. So his mail being stacked up and piled up is not an alert.
Her opening his mail, she can get in
It's
trouble.
a federal offense.
Yes.
Illegal. Yes,
Yep.
and I know that. My wife said that. She said that's illegal. She can't do that. And I was like, I already
Well,
know.
that, and I feel like we need to find out who, what probation, like which county or whatever was his probation, and contact them to get records.
Yeah, that was somebody told me too. Somebody said you should reach out to the probation and see if you can get any information on far as what county he was in and what's going on with that.
Yep,
So
I absolutely agree.
Yes, so I definitely was going to do that.
I wonder if I can reach some hospitals and shelters and
I called a lot of I called every hospital in San Diego.
Yeah,
Literally.
and they don't have him.
Literally, I called every hospital in San Diego, even the little small mom and pop type hospitals. I called every
what
I
about
called the
shelters?
VA.
Maybe I'll call
I
some
did
shelters.
reach out to a few shelters, but not many. I didn't reach out to all of them, but I definitely reached out to every hospital, but I didn't reach out to all the shelters and stuff like that. Nah, I didn't do that.
I'll call some shelters tomorrow. The ones that I'll look it up and then I'll write it down. And then the ones I'll call, I'll check off and then send it to you so you don't have to call. So we don't call the same one so we know already.
How about we shoot out a list and we can all take part in that, and once we take part in it, we'll shoot back to each other and let us know what it was in the end.
Yes.
Sounds good.
That'll
Okay.
be good.
Yeah.
So that way the
sounds good.
workload is not on just one person. I'm free tomorrow after 11. So after 1. So I can definitely do that. It's still going to be morning time where they are.
Okay.
In San Diego, it'll only be all of maybe about 11 o'clock in the morning.
they're
At
like
1
3
o'clock
hours
here.
behind.
Yeah. So it'll still be early enough before people go on lunch and get comfortable.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm good after After I take Hubby to the doctor or whatever, go with him to the doctor.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And then I gotta figure out the court system that would be right there, and I need to look in Vegas. I guess that's why we are so adamant about asking if they like went off and eloped,
Yeah.
because that could put a hold on being able to pull records.
Yes, if he married her, that's a whole nother story. I definitely understand that. I definitely understand.
Surrogate's court has to play a part in that anyway. So if he married her, we can contest whatever it is. So it don't even matter.
Yeah, because that's what I was telling him before when we had a FaceTime. Like, even if they did, if we have some sort of documentation stating his diagnosis and stuff, he should be able to. Somebody should in the family should be able to go file for guardianship and be able to get all that switched again.
Gotcha.
So the HOA president told me about that, and he said, but it's not a 1-day process. So in order to do that, you have to do that in the state and county of origin, which would have been out there in San Diego. So Daquan, whenever we do, make that trip, then that's something that we could definitely look into.
Yes, definitely. Definitely.
Cool. So when you go, so I know you guys are going out there to do a search and everything, and like maybe a protest. I guess that's what it's called.
Not necessarily a protest. We just want to go out there to talk to some of the government offices, and see them in person, for them to see our IDs from our state of origin, so they understand that we came here with the understanding of looking for him. And they could give us some information. I know that on his DD 214, he has to have a next of kin. And the only thing that I could think of when he went into the military, it would have only been one of 3 people. It would have been either Daquan, myself, or his wife. So whoever his next of kin is on that paperwork, if it ain't either one of us, then we know we got to go to Janelle to get the answers. Right. But after Janelle, it would be Daquan, because he doesn't have anybody else that would stand in parentis locos for him. Daquan does.
Yes.
Fucking TikTok. Damn, how did they even see that? I poured my face this way. I went to go take a pull of my damn cigarette. They would fucking talking about restriction. The hell, leave the hell alone, shit.
Nah, I get it. Community guidelines.
Laura commented, what about military hospitals?
Yeah, how they seen that?
Well, that would be through the VA.
Yeah.
She said military hospitals. That would be through the VA, and that's where I had reached out to the VA. If I'm being completely honest with you, the VA is who gave me his address. That's how I was able to find out everything, because Daisy didn't give me any of that information. But I was able to confirm his address with the VA and his apartment number. Because they wouldn't do a missing persons without it.
They might not be connected to the hospital.
Camp Pendleton has one. It's Camp Pendleton in San Diego. I lived on Camp Pendleton. They might not be connected to the hospital. The VA, I mean, she mean the VA hospital.
Yeah, he's actually duty.
No, he's not active. He's not active duty.
Yeah, I wonder if she's the one that left that comment into the TikTok thing before.
Yeah, he's not active. And I've reached out to a lot of VA hospitals in San Diego, actually, like military hospitals, and nobody, like, one of the ladies was kind of like really like trying to be confidential, but then she's like, no, I'm not going to lie to you. He's not here. Like, he's not even around here. So I've reached out to a lot of hospitals in San Diego, as far as like VA hospitals and military. So,
they take veterans, not just active duties.
That's the thing too. I think we need to go a little bit outside of San Diego, because if he is on foot, I mean, he's had a lot of time to get outside of San Diego.
To get really far. Right. That's true.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's my worry, though. I'm sorry, Daquan.
Go ahead. I was just saying that was one thing that the PI had told me about, like, maybe I should, and Katie as well. They told me to check into North Carolina, because they were like, he could have came back to North Carolina, so because I'm so far-fetched with the whole San Diego thing that I'm just so caught up. Like, he's in San Diego, but I have been looking more into that, expanding my mind and like the horizon of it. Like, yeah, maybe, let me check into Fayetteville and North Carolina. I mean, this is home, so.
Right.
And I guess that's what's the hardest part is like the unknown and not knowing. That's what makes it harder.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very much so. Very much so. I don't know anything. I'm just going off like I'm really going off of whatever I'm getting from each person. I don't really know anything. Nothing's concrete. Nothing. I can't like solidify anything. Like nothing's concrete. Everything is what somebody heard from this person or somebody said from this person. But a lot of it leads back to the girlfriend, though.
Yeah, I was saying.
Honestly speaking.
You can't even trust that for sure.
Yeah, and I can't really trust anything she's saying because everything she's saying is lies. So.
And that's the picture that everybody's been painting of her, though, that she is very not very truthful, and she's not very what's the right word I'm trying to use? That her story never checks out.
Ever.
And it never checked, and it hasn't to date. It hasn't. She tells me one thing, my niece one thing, my nephew another thing, and none of the stories is making sense. Nothing adds up. You can never corroborate her story.
Thing. Like she's always referring to, well, so and so has the information. Well, why is it so hard for you to put it out there?
Right.
Why does everyone have to go to somebody else to get that information?
It's like she making us do the work for it. When she knows, if you know the answer, just answer the question. Like you wrote a whole paragraph when all you had to say was, "This is the place."
Exactly.
Indeed. So indeed.
She has no contact with me.
And she's not going to have contact with you because she did me the same way. Like, once I started asking cat and mouse, exactly what Couture just said, cat and mouse. Like, once you start asking the real questions with this girl, she starts running. It's like she finds any way to get away from the situation. She'll tell you you're being aggressive with her. She'll tell you, like, you're coming at her in some type of way. You're being disrespectful. She does anything to get away from the real question. Every time.
Victim syndrome.
Narrative on everyone else.
Yes, she definitely does. And if you got the answers, like my aunt just said, like, just give us the answers. Why do I gotta go ask this person and ask this person and that person? Just tell me what I need to know. Exactly. And that's kind of more or less the reason why I did and let her just talk. Because I knew it. Like, my aunt told me that. She just let her talk. She likes to control the situation. And I took heed to that, and I let her talk. And by her talking, she said so much stuff that I was able to say, all right, let me think you lying about this. Everything she said, yep, let her put her own foot in her own mouth, because everything she said, she lied about. I can't say one thing that's so again. Yeah, I know you are. You've been on it.
You know who needs to talk to her? You need to put Katie to talk to her. She's gonna be a lot more forthcoming with Katie than she's gonna be with you. And if she's listening to this live, she might not be. But if she's not listening to this live, she's gonna get Katie everything Katie needs. I'm gonna be honest with you. She seems like she has a thing against black people. And her daddy is black, but that's the way she seemed, right? Like the way she talked, like we're stupid. We're not intelligent enough to speak with her.
She does. You're right about that, Auntie. She does. She does. She really,
and not to say that Katie is smarter than me, Katie's smarter than you, or Katie's smarter than anybody else. What I'm saying is, Katie gives her what she wants.
Right.
And Katie, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be racist in any way or judgmental.
And it to heart by any means.
Okay, good.
Yeah, she get it.
Good.
Katie knows.
She's very understanding.
You feed into the narrative that she's looking for and who she want to communicate with. With us, it's y'all too hood for me. I can't talk to y'all. No, we're not hood. We're New Yorkers.
Right.
Yeah, we're a little brash and abrasive.
You're going to have to reach out to her then. Okay, Mama?
I will.
You'll probably spend it all. Katie probably come back in.
My pages and see what I get a response on.
Call her phone directly. You want her phone number? I will put it on TikTok.
Oh, yeah. Send her the phone number.
Put it on TikTok, but yeah.
I mean, I had the whole TikTok calling her phone. She'll get tired. You gonna change your number today, baby. You don't want to answer no
I was about to
questions.
say, y'all put that shit up there.
I mean, I
Nah.
guess in a sense it is. I mean, in a sense it is public record, but
Yeah, it is.
I
But
mean, it
she'll lie
is,
and make it
but
seem
she
like
not gonna
that.
say I defamed her character. She would not get me for defamation of character. She would not get me for none of that. That's why I didn't include her in nothing.
exactly.
Allegedly, she got to say allegedly, right?
Allegedly, she was the last person to see him. Allegedly,
Right.
she got something to do with his disappearance. Allegedly, and now take allegedly out, and I said everything else.
Yep, that's right. Shit. All
No, but
right,
I
yeah.
think
So
y'all.
tomorrow we'll hook back up
Yes,
on
ma'am.
Facebook.
Facebook, yes.
And I'm gonna look into everything in the morning and stuff. I'll hit you up, Katie, and stuff. Yeah. Everyone, thank you for joining. Please share like your life depends on it too. Okay? Please, everybody. But thank
It
everyone for
keeps them
joining,
out.
supporting the family. We appreciate
No,
it.
thank.
Huh?
I think her phone.
No. And just keep sharing. If you see you're gonna see his video, his post everywhere. Just anytime you see it, just share it, y'all. Share.
Yes.
All right, please.
Because I'm posting them every day. So you're going to see them every day until I find my brother. So
That's
I'm,
right.
I'm sharing them. I'm seeing him. I'm letting you know he's there. Like, I want you guys to know that my brother is missing and we're trying to find him. So you're going to see it every day. And I know my biggest platform is Facebook. So I'm always on Facebook. I'm sharing. Everything. Everything.
Thank you, Miss Dreamy Eyes.
Oh,
Yes.
you're welcome. Thank y'all.
Thank you.
And
Y'all
I want
have
to say thank
yourselves.
you to you guys for keeping his name out there and doing all this legwork, because I will be honest, a lot of times we've run into people that aren't doing as much as you guys are. So I give you guys a lot of credit and
Yeah.
pushing.
Thank you.
Oh, you're
Thank you.
very
And
welcome.
we love him.
We
We
always
love him.
going. We always going to step hard as we would want somebody else to step. We ain't gonna
Yes.
make you do no more than we willing to do, or no less. We don't expect no less than we are doing. We appreciate
Yes.
y'all. Y'all doing this from the bottom of y'all heart, and that alone it speaks volume to y'all character.
Yes, it does.
This is
Yes, it
time y'all
does.
could be with y'all families. You know, Ms. Jackie, you said you have a husband. You could be with your
Yeah.
husband right now, and you on here trying to help a family you don't know. That is beyond commendable, and it speaks to the heart of you, and we appreciate that.
It's okay. I don't
Same
mind,
thing for you, Katie.
because he could be my brother. He could be my cousin. These families that I've helped, they could be related to me. I have children also. I couldn't even imagine what y'all going through. You know, and I see how the police treat, what they do. They don't even help. A lot of these families, like, y'all don't even have social media. Hey, first of all, this detective, she should have been getting his face out there. He should have been on the news.
At this
Yes.
point, it's been
Right.
far too long.
Yes.
He should be on the news. He's a veteran.
You know, I tried to talk to him about that before he left, and I had to explain. I tried to explain to him that they go there and they just another number. They not looked at as America's hero. Because let's be honest, they truly are heroes. Whether they're a
Yes,
Marine,
we
whether
are.
they're a sailor, whether they're Army,
That's
whatever
right.
branch of the military they are part of, they do something and they stand on the front line that we don't even see. We just hear about it on the news. They give so much of themselves and get so little back in return. Our veterans are not treated with the respect that they deserve. And I'm not just talking about Kevin, I'm talking about a lot of veterans
Yeah, and as a whole, that's
as a
You're
true.
whole.
absolutely right. And even dealing with the VA, all you are to them is a number, and that's what's super sad. Like, they put their life on the line to be treated like a nobody.
A
Yeah.
nobody. They go in these countries and they experience hells that we would never even understand. We think that our little neighborhoods is the ghetto and this is a war zone. We know nothing like they know it on the front lines. You know what? We have no clue. of what they experience. They don't even know why they're doing what they're doing. They're just doing it because there's an order given. But then when it comes to the world checking for them, nobody checks back for them. Imagine if we had no military, how crazy we would really be living. We'd be living like the third world countries.
For real. Yeah, I'm ashamed. They just make me so mad.
But thank y'all. It's 9:30. You go get yourself together for tomorrow. I wish you the best. Katie, same to you. Good night. I got to get ready to get up off of here myself because I got some kids to go to bed. We are an hour and a half late.
All right, y'all. All right. Good night,
Good night,
everybody.
guys.
Thank you for
Thank
joining.
y'all.
Share this live, please, and get his name and face out there like your life depends on it, because his family and his life does. Until then, we will see you tomorrow. Peace.
Yes, peace.
Peace.